morning, South Africa. Welcome to yet another amazing show. Konala Vooka Breakfast Show. And obviously, I bet you guys are used to me, but of course, I will not be afraid and shy away of always reintroducing myself. I go by the name of Afriberry, also known as Miss Berry Blaze. But to the duck of the berry, the sweeter than Dundoni. Now, I hope you guys are feeling very fantastic today. As you can see outside, the weather is not feeling very happy on our side today. It's a bit chilly and the clouds have always get together. But I hope you guys are feeling fantastic, and I also hope that you're gonna stay tuned with us today because we have a jam-packed show. But obviously, I'm not traveling by myself. Kinani and my fellow co-host, Vooka, my money. How are you doing, sir?
My beautiful people, it is your epic morning show, which is the Vooka Breakfast Show. And you know that we are always excited to be with you right here. And just to bring you everything, just to give you that daily dose of positivity, man. Sorry about that, but you know that we have so much to give in, and so much conversation we're going to have right here in studio with our guests that we're going to give you their names shortly on what do they do and what information you can take and also learn from your day-to-day basis. And every time when you see me right here, I've got a surprise for you, which is our picture of the day. And obviously I have something in my background, and you're asking yourself, what is that place and where is it? But obviously, first thing first, what we're going to do is to give you the background information about the place. So the name of the place is the Wild Nature, right? Anything that you need to know about the wild nature is right here, and I'm going to give you some of the websites that you need to visit to know more about the wild nature, when to visit, and what to expect when you go to the place. So with me right here, I have some information that I want to go through with you so that you can get a deep understanding, and a deep overview of the attraction itself. So right here it says the Wild Nature Reserve is located in Horton, Johannesburg. Is a 16-hectare inner city park and nature reserve featuring indigenous vegetation, rocky hills, and stunning city views. Once notorious for crime in the 1990s, and it has since been revitalized through volunteer efforts. Right, so the Wild, donated to Johannesburg in 1924, was landscaped into a park by 1938 after the Empire exhibition featuring lawns, ponds, and waterfalls. Dedicated to General Jan Smuts in 1950, it has become a national monument in 1981 and a conservation area in 2006, managed by Johannesburg City Parks and Zoo since 2013. Private citizens actively aid its upkeep. In 2019, it received a Blue Heritage Plaque. Renowned author Sir James Percy Fitzpatrick once lived near the area. So that's the overview and the background information of the wild nature. So if you want to know more about the place, where to go and what to expect when you go there, you can simply visit their website. It's www.thewildnature.co.za. So that's all for now. Just let me know right there using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show on the comment section if you are willing to go to the wild nature, because we know that we have different kinds of people who go to these people. We have people who like adventure, who like to explore when it comes to nature. So what I'm going to do right now is to ask Afriberry if she has been to the place, and if not, would she like to visit the Wild Nature Reserve?
Mo, I've never actually been to the place. And today on the show, it's actually my first time actually hearing about it. But I think it's something that I actually consider going to visit, because being one with nature is actually very exciting in terms of the synergy and the energy around it. It just keeps one's calm, intact, and makes one very down to earth. So when I'm Mr. Maximum temperature, the son of Mother Nature, would you go there?
Well, first thing first, I've never been to, the reserve, but I would like to go there as I've heard that it is family friendly. So I can go there with my friends, with my family just to explore, the adventure and the nature, scenic natures it gives. So definitely, it has to be in my bucket list for this year. It's still, it's the 1st of April, the first day of the month, and we still have a lot of months to go this year. So surely September, December, we can put it in our bucket list for traveling, because we know that these kind of pictures of the day, we are making them so that you can make it easy to make sure that your itinerary looks beautiful whenever you are traveling all over South Africa. So that's it from me with the picture of the day, which is the wild nature. Do make sure to check it out right there on your social media. And of course, not forgetting that the hashtag to use is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show to leave down your comments. So right now, I'm just going to give it back to Afriberry so that she can tell us what to expect today on the show.
Yes, guys. So today on the show, we have some very exciting things. And obviously, we have our daily bread, which is today in history, word of the day, and not forgetting celebrity birthdays. But other than that, we also will be discussing the love blog, telling you about ukhethuba, because namhlanje choose Masketela Tuesday, where you get to choose any loved one that you is very close to your heart. And then after that, we'll also be having some health and fitness with our guest Konala in studio. Not forgetting our mover and shaker, somebody who's doing it for the community by himself and themselves as the community. So I hope you guys are going to stay tuned, and remember, don't move away, because we'll be back in a few seconds with the news headlines, sports and traffic update.
Musi Mist.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
Catch us every weekday morning, Monday to Friday between 7 and 10.
Right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network.
Always bringing you the best content possible.
Vooka Nati, wake up with us and kickstart your day on a great note.
This is your energetic start to the day.
A very good morning once again, Mzansi. So what we're going to do right now is to give you your morning headlines and your latest headlines to go through. On the first headline, a 4-year-old fights for his life in ICU. A pit bull attack in Makassar left 4-year-old CJ Nell critically injured, breaking his ribs and damaging his lungs. He has been in intensive care for 2 weeks. His distraught family is demanding the dog's owner be jailed. Residents shocked by the incident have apologized. Police are investigating, and a report will be sent to the National Prosecuting Authority to determine possible prosecution. No arrests have been made yet. The second headline, Justice for Twekwe. Minister Khwarube encourages communities to speak out against sexual violence. Basic Education Minister Siviwe Khwarube urges public cooperation in addressing and reporting sexual violence against children. Partnering with Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, she seeks justice for victims. This follows the rape of a 7-year-old girl at an Eastern Cape school. Bergview College faces criticism for mishandling the case and potential deregistration. The Eastern Cape Education Department cites challenges in holding the independent school accountable, but emphasizes that all schools must adhere to the national laws. On the other headline, Soshanguve mass shooting suspect faces 13 extra charges. A 27-year-old suspect faces 13 additional charges for the killings of 6 community patrollers in Soshanguve. Arrested last week for firearm, ammunition, and immigration violation, he was formally charged with murder and attempted murder. The shootings occurred during a clash at Merimi informal settlement. Linked to the killings via an identity parade, he will appear in court Tuesday alongside a co-accused, a 50-year-old charged with illegal firearm and ammunition possession. All 16 charges will be combined. Now, that's all for your news headlines. Heading over to your sports news, going to start it off with the basketball news. 7 ejected after brawl in Pistons Timberwolves. A heated game in Minneapolis turned into a physical altercation when Naz Reid and Ron Holland clashed, sparking a melee involving both teams that spilled into the courtside seats. 5 players, Isaiah Stewart, Marcus Sasa, Holland, Reid, and Dante DiVincenzo, were ejected along with Detroit's head coach John Blair, Bickerstaff, and Timberwolves assistant Pablo Prigroini. Tensions remained high with verbal exchanges after the fight. Bickerstaff accused Prigioni of provoking the incident that led to their ejection. Heading on to your sports football news, Arsenal to meet Tottenham outside of UK for the first time. Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur will play at Kai Tak Stadium on July 31st in their first meeting outside of the UK as part of the Hong Kong Football Festival. Liverpool faces AC Milan on July 26 in the same event. Manchester United will play post-season friendlies in Hong Kong and Malaysia, while other Premier League teams plan US tours. Chelsea and Manchester City pre-season plans remain undecided due to their involvement in the Club World Cup starting June 15. Arsenal last toured Hong Kong in 2012 and Spurs visited Japan in South Korea in 2024. Man City boss Pep Guardiola offers Erling Haaland update after outstanding win against Bournemouth. Manchester City overcame Bournemouth 2-1 with second-half goals from Haaland and Mamouche, securing a semi-final spot against Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. Despite the win, Haaland suffered an ankle injury and was seen in a protective boot, adding to City's challenges in an inconsistent season. Guardiola faces a rebuild as his legendary squad ages, with the team currently sitting 5th in the league under pressure from Brighton and Newcastle. Haaland has been a standout performer, scoring 30 goals this season and setting a record for 100 Premier League goal involvement in just 94 games. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more news and sports updates throughout the show. Do not forget to share your thoughts on these headlines with us on social media using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Now, let's get you prepped with your weather update and your latest traffic. All right, let's keep you safe on those roads. This is your latest traffic update. Congestion reported on N1 northbound, Western Bypass after Madibongwe Drive. The ramp from Madibongwe Drive R512 is affected. On the next one, stationary vehicle reported on the N1 northbound Dani Jubet Freeway at the ramp from R21. The emergency lane is currently closed. Please proceed with caution and consider alternate routes if possible. Another one, slow-moving traffic reported on N1 northbound from Grasmere Toll Plaza to Moroka Bypass due to ongoing road work. And then a stationary traffic reported on E. Gedald Road from Gedald Propriety Road to Empt Dode Road due to ongoing road work. I hope you stay safe on those roads and drive cautiously. Right now, we're going to go back to our epic morning show, so do make sure that you stay tuned.
Well, yeah, Shopping Blossom anyway. Wow!
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here, my name is Musi West. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working my man. TC7 on Vooka, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manel Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
We are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Of course, we've got TCO Wamazibuba with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes,
so looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work or from school,
yes,
right?
Yes,
I'm gonna give you your daily update, so do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast
Yes,
Show.
This is, of course, the beauty of live streaming and, doing things right here in studio, live, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. To what really, really, really promises to be your favorite rendezvous every weekday morning. Monday to Friday, we will always be taking such good care of you. Such amazing good care of you right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. And of course, you'll always be hanging out with me. Always been hanging out with me, the one and only MOOCEE Mr. My name is Musi Mr. And I couldn't be happier to be in your presence and be with you this morning. I hope and I really trust that you're having an amazing morning thus far. As you can see, man, we're still trying to set up, still trying to get ourselves together, man. This is, like I said, and I've been saying it for the past week now, that this is the beauty of bringing you things live that are not pre-recorded. So I hope you'll be joining us and be hanging out with us for the rest of the morning as we take you through your daily dose of positivity right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. And you know that you can always engage and get in contact with us and communicate with us using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show across all our social media platforms. Comment, like, subscribe, and do the things that are necessary to be done so that you and me and the rest of the team, of course, can engage and connect and interact and communicate and do all the necessary things, man, so that we can share all of our thoughts and our opinions and everything else in between. Look, I have something for you, actually. very soon, I promise that by the end of this week, you and I are going to be able to call one another. You and I are going to be able to share and exchange voice notes very, very soon. As soon as maybe by the end of today or by tomorrow. But I promise you, by the time Friday comes around, we will be able to give you a number that you can share your thoughts using voice notes and text messages. I can't wait for that one. I can't wait to hear your voices. You know, what time refila rasa khanso tumza 66 or get tumza man tumza 99 okay man, you know,
Tumsa 69.
tumza hey boy 69 hey what my pizza. So how you know, man, I'm never alone, and I'm never going to be alone, and the people who will always be hanging out with me on a day-to-day basis, and you know that these people are always right here on the table of discussion, the desk of topical or whatnot. Do you get what I'm trying to say? With me right here in the Blanco Studios, live, coming to you from the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Brown Fisher Kloof. Guys, how's it going?
Man, Musi, you know, couldn't be much happier to be here, man, with you guys, you know, the Vooka team. And it is the 1st of April, of course.
Yes, sir.
The first day of the month, and looking forward to so many positive things. We know that each and every beginning of the month, each and every beginning of the day, it brings, you know, new what I can say, man, new adventures, man.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to starting new adventures, because I remember this word, new adventures, you know, before when we started this whole thing, it was a thing, man. Before Vooka came, before the first episode, new adventure,
not
man.
a new venture, a new adventure. I remember that.
Right,
I remember, Mo.
yeah, man, definitely. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. I am feeling okay, man, this morning, and yeah, looking forward to this day, man, because yes, this day is known as April Fool.
Yes, sir.
Never got into much on what April Fool is, you know, fooling around or what's going on. But for me, it's always been the 1st of April, and we are heading towards Easter holidays, of course.
Yes,
so
sir.
much celebration
Yes,
will be
sir.
held there. So yeah, man, I can't wait to what this month has for us. And yeah, definitely, I can't wait to be with you guys today, because hey, we've got so much, man. Hey, today we're going to be having guests. We're going to share information with us that you can also use right there at home. So please, man, do stay with us. Use the hashtag right there so that we can get the things going, man. But yeah, happy to be here, and it's a beautiful Tuesday. I choose what I choose to choose. Right?
Yeah. Hey, Afriberry, how's it going, mama?
I'm okay. Speaking about April's Fool, ne?
Yeah.
Do I not look darker than dark on the stream? Ngiyanyamalala ngibonakala, guys, and I don't know if y'all decided to. No, but I feel like today y'all decided to play April Fools on me.
You
And
must
I'm like very
embrace
dark, you
being
know.
a
Let me just
blackberry.
take out this to add a bit of color, because I want yarr. Angiyalook bangimnyama kodwa ngeke nginyamalale kangaka. Yo Nkosi yami.
Eish.
Yeah.
Shame. Oh, by the way, so today it's actually my uncle's birthday.
Oh. We're gonna
Hey.
add him on the celebrity birthdays, man. Celebrity birthdays, definitely he's in there.
Hey,
You're
let
gonna
us
let
take
us know any interesting fact about him.
Yeah.
Any just
definitely.
fact about him?
No, later, of course, when we do Today in History and Word of the Day and the people who are celebrating their birthdays. So, you know that on a Tuesday basis, on a week-to-week basis, on a day-to-day basis, I don't know, you'll choose.
Yeah.
We always try to bring you the most relevant and the most amazing people who are doing amazing stuff in and around our communities. And today is no exception whatsoever. Like Afriberry said earlier, that we have a jam-packed show for you, and we can't wait for your engagement and to hear all the things that are going through your mind. So, Mo, I know that you have something to discuss and take away from our news headlines that you just gave us. So talk to me.
Yeah,
What do you have
definitely, man. One of the topical segment is a sensitive matter that we discussed yesterday,
Yes,
and
sir.
it's been hitting the headlines and the social media. So much noise is being made over this sensitive case, which we know is the 7-year-old Kwekwe who was raped last year around October.
Yes, sir.
So the investigations are still going, and no consensus has been brought forward as of yet. And the Department of Education has been, trying to give us answers on where the investigation is right now. But all I can say is that child deserves as much as justice that she needs. because right now she's still young, and what she's experiencing is something that speaks to, you know, what the justice system of the country is looking like.
Yeah.
They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So yes, it's still making the headlines because what I went through, you know, on the headlines is, you know, the Minister of Education of the Department of Education, Sifiwe Khwarube, you know, she encourages communities to speak out against sexual violence, and she urges communities and school principals, man, to bring programs that speaks about sexual assault and how kids should respond, you know, on those cases. Right. So as sensitive as it is, we just urge you guys to let us know what is going on, because this is an ongoing crisis in the country, and till this day, you know, it's something that is trending on our social media. So right here with me, I just have a little statement that was issued by the minister, and she is calling on the public to work with the government in educating children about and reporting cases of sexual violence against children, because this case has taught us so much on what children can go through, you know, without elders knowing what is going on with the child.
Yeah.
You understand? So that education needs to be implemented in the schools. That education, you know, like the department needs to stand up to this. As much as, yes, the Bergville College is an independent school. Yeah, we are hearing that an independent school is an independent school because it is an independent school. That is a spokesperson, by the way, who said that, you know. So she said this is up to the government and the independent and the parents also to make sure that this does not happen to the next child.
Yeah.
Right? So we know that all of the independent schools, they have to adhere to the school laws that are in the constitution in our country.
Yeah.
Right? So she partnered with Police Minister Senzo Mchunu to ensure justice is served for the sexual violence and rape victims. And her appeal follows the rape of Kwekwe. The little girl was attacked on school premises while waiting for her transport last year, you know. And following up on this matter, we have seen that this can also go with race-based accusations.
Oh yes,
right?
Yes.
Because we're speaking, you know, before the show that if this, you know, a white child was raped by
the story, narrative and the story would be totally different.
Yes, it will be
completely
different, because all we need is the samples of the principal. The principal should just come forward, give the samples to prove his innocence.
Yeah.
Right? But it's going to keep on going. And we are never going to get to the conclusion of, you know, what should be the verdict.
Yeah.
Because the principal is the one who's supposed to be protecting these kids. These kids should be feeling safe around him.
Yeah.
But now if he fails to come forward, parents will be worried. Or, okay, now everything is, you know, normal, school is continuing, we don't know what might happen next. So now people are going to live with fear. So let this case, you know, become dealt with. You know, let the SAPS come forward, let the government come forward, and also the institutions of independent and, you know, private institutions, just to make sure that the laws that they have stipulated on the constitution, all of those schools, they adhere to those laws.
Yeah.
You understand?
But I will tell you this morning, and I have to check here very quickly. I saw someone updated on Facebook. I don't know if it was like their Facebook story.
Yeah.
Or an actual post, but she said that samples have been submitted by
the principal.
By the principal.
Wow.
And when I saw it this morning, it was at the time 11 hours ago.
Okay.
So probably yesterday when we were leaving work or driving back to us, you remember?
Yeah.
I think when we were listening to, remember we were in the car and we heard we're listening to the radio. And it was still being discussed late afternoon yesterday. So I think around that time or something, or late evening, samples were submitted by the principal. So now it's to wait and see and
Wait
hear.
for the verdict. Yeah, definitely, man.
So, but I don't know how factual it is. I don't know how factual it is. So when I go high, I'll also do my own thing here very quickly and fact check if he really did submit the samples. So would love to hear Luena, what can you find on your side? Is it true? Have the samples been submitted, or is it not true? And he's still resisting.
Yeah.
You know, when you mentioned that. It can also lead to race-based accusations. Already the AfriForum is, stepping in front of him and defending him and saying, no, he can't do that, this, that, and the other.
Unwarranted.
And my thing is, you remember I mentioned this yesterday. If you're innocent, yes, it can be debated on whether or not it's warranted and if it's wrong and if they are violating your rights as a citizen and stuff like that. But if you're innocent, to get it out of the way, especially as the principal of the school, as the head, everyone reports to you, Koskolong, as a principal. So all of your staff members, all of your staff members have submitted the sample, and when you're the only one, as the leader, as the head of the school, as the principal, you're the only one who's resisting. You understand? It's like, what do you have to hide? Let's get it over and done with, and let the police try to explore other avenues as to who the suspect might be. Let's get it out of the way. Clear everyone. Okay, the school is safe. None of the staff members match the samples that we found on the little girl. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So now you're resisting. And I mean, if there's 10 people who are being suspected and 9 are said to not be the suspects and they've been cleared, and when you're the only one remaining, why aren't you?
Come forward and make it 10 clean. Then the suspect will be found, because this speaks to if the principal is not coming forward, it's they're handling the school itself, they're handling this case poorly.
Yes,
and it
completely.
speaks to what the department was saying, to say, you know what, because the principal is refusing to come forward, we're going to deregister the school. Why does it have to go to a point where the school is deregistered?
It's deregistered, and it affects all the learners.
It affects all the learners.
I think them saying that they'll end up deregistering the school was a way of actually sussing him out. Because if the school ended up being deregistered because of him, the SGB would then go to him and all the parents would also attack him and say, you said you didn't do it, but why is it so hard for you to provide a sample? And then if she actually did provide a sample, for me, I beg to differ that that's even a sample. I mean, it took a long time for him to actually agree. How sure are we that the sample he submitted is actually his own sample and not a sample he got from somebody else? And then you also take a look at what the AfriForum is doing right now, making sure that he's protected on all of that jazz. They are doing that at this moment because they have been on a journey where they've said that there's a certain thing as white genocide in South Africa. And this whole incident will put a shine on what they have been saying for the past few months, that there's a thing as such as white genocide. It will also go to prove that as much as you say that white people are being oppressed, and they have so many things that are being done against them that are like not very humanitarian and stuff. What about this certain incident? It is now going to shine down on so many things that the white people have done in our country and have been buried throughout the years, even in the 2000s. They would start bringing up the issues where black girls had to now braid their hair because wearing their hair natural is a sin for them. Yet my mom pays the same school fees that this white kid pays. And it's not seen as a bad thing. This whole case is going to put a shine on so many racial issues that have happened and being done and like been put under the carpet that AfriForum says that they white people did not do. For me, please, let's just get justice for Ukwethu. And this principle, final abopwe. Like the laws of sexual abuse need to be tightened. Our government is playing, man. Our government has been playing for a very long time when it comes to gender-based violence, the laws of sexual abuse. Hence, people keep on doing it over and over and over again because they know mutakatamae allocate anonokubetsa motho a feditse o tlo pat 2 years ko tronko. Does that make any sense? Like right now, the whole Dross case, it's going to also bring up I'm bringing it up, the whole Dross case where a white young man raped a child in a bathroom. And then that person had the nerve to go plead for insanity. No, you're not mad, you're stupid. You cannot go and follow a person into the bathroom and say, I didn't see. So you want to tell me that you didn't see when the person said no? You didn't hear the person when they say, get off me. And you still persisted on penetrating on the poor person. No, man. Eish. The laws in South Africa are too lenient. Hence, rape and GBV just keeps on getting higher. It's time for the government to do something serious about this. Ramaphosa, I'll watch you. Time to wake up, Cupcake.
Yeah, I mean, in everything, man, and in contrast, this child deserves the justice that she needs because it goes back to what Vooka Mbokela, the spokesperson for education in the Eastern Cape, that all of the schools in South Africa, they need to abide by the law of South Africa, whether it's private or public. All of the schools, they just need to abide by the law. If you are told to bring forward so that we can make the case easier and find the verdict of what happened, please do so.
And what's the message you're putting out as a principal, man?
As a leader also to the community.
Exactly. So it says here, the Eastern Cape Education Department insists it has been doing all it can to get to the bottom of the rape incident at the school. The province's education authority says Bigview is an independent institution, and this has made it difficult for the department to bring the school to book. Vooka Mbokela, who is education spokesperson in Eastern Cape, says all schools need to abide and follow laws that govern all schools in the country. So I don't know, man. It's a very tricky one, and it's very sensitive at the same time. And it needs to be resolved. And one broadcaster yesterday, as we were listening, says she said that she hopes and she prays, God forbid that there's other incidents that have not been reported. God forbid, because it really sounds like, or there's a high chance and possibility that there are other incidents that have not been reported. And often so not, when these kinds of things come up, after a while we always hear about me too.
Yes.
Me too. Me too. Me too. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And we're trying to shy away from being a society where little girls are vulnerable. Parents are scared to send to schools, to churches, to whatever. Now parents are forced or are slightly being pushed to a position and to a state where they can't even send kids to play on a play date to a friend's house. Because you don't know what the uncle there might do, or the brother, or the nephew, or the cousin, or do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's really disgusting, actually.
It is, man. It is. Because we know, in our communities, places like your schools, churches, it should be spaces where people feel safe. Right? But now, when we get these kind of cases, it speaks to, them trying to see how far, the justice system can go into solving such cases. We had cases, where people are now coming into churches and robbing people of their personals, right? And this one, I think for this one, what I'm seeing on the socials is South Africa is tired. We have GPV, as you mentioned, and now it's going through this, case without being resolved, and it's a child. Because in social media right now, what parents are doing is they are using kids and saying, they're using kids and putting up posts and videos of these kids saying, I'm sorry for what happened to you. And it's just creating this circus, man, of showing we are creating and instilling fear on these kids while they're still young. because now kids are going to understand what might happen to them at a very, very young age. A kid must go to school, do their work, come back as a happy child, not a kid, as young as 7 years, going to school scared to what might happen to her. So we are calling out for justice system, man, and the hashtag, justice for Twekwe. I'm loving the movement, man, and let the movement going, because I've been seeing some of the students, marching to, the buildings in the CBD. In Bramfontein, they also went to the commissioner's building, right? And they were demanding justice, man. And it's a good thing that we are seeing such things. As much as we saw how they were responding to Sweet Guluva winning on Big Brother, we would like to see the same momentum, being put on
for this little girl.
Yeah, for this
and
little
others
girl.
who have not,
Yes.
been reported, or stories that we have not heard of. So I have something here. It says the principal of Bergview College in Matatiele in the Eastern Cape has submitted a DNA sample as part of the investigation in connection with the rape of 7-year-old learner in October last year. Public Police Minister Senzo Mkhunu confirmed this Monday, saying that the principal was one of 3 suspects implicated in their investigation. Last week, the Eastern Cape Education Department served the independent school with a notice to deregister for its apparent handling of the incident. So the article goes on, and I'm trying to find where it actually does say whether or not he's submitted his what the verdict is, or are we still waiting? But like I said, and it's confirmed here that the samples were submitted yesterday. Yesterday late afternoon, and so it's a waiting game now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a waiting game, and to see what will happen. But the narrative that the AfriFrom is pushing in terms of standing in front of him and defending him is not a good one.
Yeah.
And AfriPere the last time, I think a couple of weeks ago, if not last month or something, mentioned that they've been waiting for an opportunity to use such things, to say, hey, black people in South Africa are doing this, that, and the other. We are under attack. We don't feel safe, and blah 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 blah. And what nationalists like the president of a certain country are taking this opportunity to try and push their own agendas. And well-equipped people with finances are also pushing these agendas, saying, hey, this, that, and the other. Like, it's all tricky, man. And it's like, guys, what kind of society are we living in if we can use Lilonyana Teliso to try and push our own agendas and push our own narratives of
especially
propaganda,
mixing them with political driven things, because we're going to say, if it was a black person, we're going to be looking at, yes, now we've proved you right that you guys are not fit to govern. And we understand why people are seeking assistance, from the government of the US or any outside international country. So it speaks, a lot to how everything globally is being pushed, because these kind of things, they're going to be used, unfortunately. They're going to be used. And if we don't know how to play the game, we might find ourselves as victims always. So we see now they're trying to create this thing that they've called, a game, to say, no, use whatever that you have, weaponize yourself with whatever that comes, because they want us to use these things that, you see now what white people are doing in our country. But all in all, man, that the girl deserves justice. I don't want to lie.
Completely.
Yeah, but I think I read a comment from Spin City. He says that you have to be guilty until
Innocent until proven guilty, but then when you have a guilty conscience, it's hard to prove that you're actually innocent.
Well, all right, that's the law. It's the law, and we can't change it.
Yeah,
until that's what we have, put on ourselves as a society. And let us not lie. Like, we've been saying it. We've been saying it until these cases come forward and face us. And now we are challenged to deal with this and say, Ish, I remember in 2010, in 2011, I was, pushing the narrative of innocent until proven guilty. What has happened right now? Because the principal is playing the game by the law. Because now, if he doesn't, give away his samples, it means he's innocent until he's proven guilty.
But here he's given it, and
Then he's going to go back to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and say, I have a right to privacy.
Yes.
You guys can't just come and tell me to
I need to
provide
submit,
things like this.
Yeah. Hey man, it's a very tricky one, man. On our YouTube, comment section, Rafila Rasakhanzo coming through saying hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, hashtag Ama Vooka Amahle. Like you just said, Spin City coming through saying innocent till proven guilty. Unfortunately, that's the law, and it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sometimes it does. I don't want to say protect, but it works in favor of suspects.
True.
True. And but now, like I said, it is absolutely a waiting game. And then TK Hector Takalani coming through saying hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, top of the cold morning.
Hey,
guys.
man.
It is, man. It is. And more, like I've been saying, and I'm going to keep saying this throughout the entirety of the year. I completely, absolutely, utterly hate with every fiber of my being. I hate this season.
Yeah,
I hate it so much, man. And, I'm still under the weather. I'm going to go high. But being with you and being in your company always brings a cheerful mood. And it makes me kind of, what's that thing? What's the word? High-spirited. What's the word we used?
High-spirited one.
Yes, being high-spirited. Ebullient.
Ebullient.
Being ebullient,
right.
being high-spirited, of course.
Yeah.
Filled with fervor and enthusiasm or excitement.
Excitement.
So, every time I'm hanging out with you and, of course, the rest of the team here, I'm ebullient. And this is what we do, man, trying to improve our vocabulary. So, I would love to hear all your thoughts and your opinions across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Look, man, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and what else is there? X, formerly known as Twitter, at Vooka Daily. At Vooka Daily on Twitter. You remember we dismantled the Vooka Breakfast? Yeah. So at Vooka Daily on X and across all our social media platforms, and you just use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. With that being said, the time right about now is 6 minutes past the hour, 8 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, the 1st of April. And you know what that serves, but we're going to get a bit into that when we come back from the break, when we get into our daily culture and what we do here on the Breakfast Show, Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blink Network, where we talk about all things that have occurred in history. I can't wait to get into that one. I've been going through them here, and very cool ones, man. Very relatable ones, in my opinion. Ones that are quite interesting. Some you might know of, some you might not be aware of, but it's till we see. We wait and see what will happen after the break. So with that being said, let's grab a glass of water, a cup of coffee, because it's a bit chilly outside and there's wind that is bringing about a sense of coldness as we slowly enter into the cold season. With that being said, let's go pay our bills very quickly and we'll see each other right after this cool stuff. getting into all things that bring you a dose of positivity on a day-to-day basis every weekday morning between the hours of 7 and 10. We bring you a great and amazing dose of positivity right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Always hanging out with me, the one and only MOOCEE Mr. My name is Musi Mr. And like I've been saying, man, and like I always say, couldn't be happier to be in your presence and in your company, man. I'm not alone and I'll never be alone. Always hanging out with the one and only.
Oh, maximum temperature.
The beauty of live streaming.
Hey. You know, I'm trying to get the generator working.
Yeah.
You know, it happens,
Hey, guy.
man. It happens, you know, when you're sleepy.
Come on, man.
It happens when you're
Which
sleepy,
one?
man. Yeah, definitely.
Hey, you need to wake up, man.
Hey,
You need to wake up. You need to wake up, man.
Let's get to my man. Let's get to my man, aka Max for maximum temperature, the son of Mother Nature. Also, generator right here on the
yes,
Vooka
sir.
Breakfast Show, man. Bringing it to you, bringing it right
Hey,
there.
bringing it to you. Yes,
Bringing it
bro.
right there to you, man. Live, you know. So that's what we do, man. Each and every day, each and every weekdays from 7 a.m. up until 10 a.m. we have you right here, and of course, man, expecting a lot of enthusiasts coming into the studio, sharing more information about what do they do. We do not discriminate. If you want to bring anyone here, if you know anyone who is willing to share their story, we are here as Vooka Breakfast Show to, you know, explore more and how we can get that information out there in the streets.
Yeah.
Of course, man. Joining me here on my side is the one and only
Effie Berry, also known as Miss Berry Blaze, but to the darker the berry, the sweeter than don't.
Hey, such cool stuff. You know, when this time comes around every weekday morning, I'm trying to find it here.
Yeah.
But I'm not winning. Let me try to see. But you know what we bring you, man?
Yeah,
We
man.
bring you all things that have happened and occurred. Yes, of course, Mo, and occurred in history. And I'm trying to access it here very quickly.
Yeah.
And, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. And we bring you all great things that I've heard. Okay, sometimes it's not that great. Because we know that history is not filled with roses and sweets
true.
and rainbows
Yeah,
and
it's
all
not
things nice.
nice
So but we bring you things that have occurred and taken place in our world, in history, on a day-to-day basis. Because we know that so much takes place on a day-to-day basis. Like I said yesterday was our 30th episode. I'm never going to stop celebrating that one. I'm never. Yeah, man, and today marks our 31st episode.
Yeah.
And it was a mere 2 months ago when we started. Now, January month
very
end.
true.
And look at us, we're 31 episodes deep
Look
in.
at us, man.
So a year from now, like I said yesterday, a year from now, we're going to be celebrating today in history, saying last year on this day, it was our 31st episode on the 1st of April. So what significant incidences do you know or have you learned about and heard of that have taken place on this day? Who wants to go first? Should I go first?
Yeah.
Should I take it first?
Because I have one, man.
Okay.
Let me just share it right there with the people who are watching and listening. So today, on the 1st of April 2001, the Netherlands becomes the first country to allow same-sex marriage. Right. So this groundbreaking decision paved the way for other countries to follow suit. So we are where we are now into allowing same-sex marriages in countries because of what Netherlands have done.
Wow.
They came forward and stood their ground to say, you know what, guys, we are not going to be challenged into, not believing on what we believe. So we're going to allow same-sex marriage in our country, and it is by, our greatest interest to say it is in our Bill of Rights and stipulated on the law that yes, you are allowed to practice same-sex marriage. April 21st, 2001, the Netherlands, they were the first country to pave a way for same-sex marriages.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes.
Such amazing and cool stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so what I got is that in 1948, Big Bang Theory proposed in scientific journal Physical Review by American cosmologist. So the Big Bang Theory was introduced today in 1948. Babangata, I'm not talking about the Big Bang Theory. Le hore khalele bona go TV.
The Big
We
Bang.
got the
man.
actual Big Bang Theory.
Please repeat that one more time, Afriberry.
So the Big Bang Theory was proposed in a scientific journal today, and the scientific journal was called Physical Review,
Oh, wow. And
Yeah.
the year was?
1948.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and then
Very
the other
interesting
one
stuff.
that I have is that in 1967, Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs found Apple computer in the garage of Steve Jobs' parents in California. So Apple was born today in 1976.
Man.
Oh, wow. Very cool stuff. Very, very, very cool stuff. Wanna go how we always learn on this day, man. And some are very cool and fascinating and so interesting to find out, man. And some of the ones that I have here are is similar to what you just found, Afriberry. But starting off with April Fool's Day, we know that on the first of April. We celebrate what is known as April Fool's Day. So it says here, April Fool's Day, celebrated annually on the 1st of April, revolves around practical jokes and hoaxes, with participants often revealing their tricks by shouting, "April Fools!"
Yeah.
You know, the origins of this tradition are debated.
Okay.
With references to Geoffrey Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales and theories connecting it to a shift in New Year's celebration from 25 March to 1st of January in France. Historical mentions include a French poet in 1508, a 1561 Flemish poem about foolish errands,
Yeah.
and British traditions such as tricking people into visiting the Tower of London in 1698. You know, some link its roots to Noah's Ark in the Genesis flood narrative, though this is speculative. The day has evolved into a light-hearted occasion marked worldwide by harmless pranks.
Wow. Yeah,
Very, very interesting.
Yeah, man, I've been asking myself for so long, man, this day has been celebrated and, you know, people has, yeah, man, April Fool.
Yes.
Yeah, it is today that, you know, I get to, you know, just get a slight understanding on what April
Yes,
Fool is
Mo,
about, you
yes,
know. But yeah,
yes.
interesting, man, interesting.
Yeah. And then the next one that I have is Marvin Gaye was fatally shot by his father on this day, the 1st of April in 1984.
Yeah.
So on the 1st of April in 1984, iconic Motown artist Marvin Gaye was tragically shot and killed by his own father, Marvin Gaye Sr. Following a heated altercation at their Los Angeles home just a day before Marvin Gaye's 45th birthday.
Yeah.
Gaye, who had interviewed or who had intervened in an argument between his parents, was shot twice and pronounced dead upon arrival at the California Hospital Medical Center.
Yeah.
His death later ruled as a result of his father's guilty plea to voluntary manslaughter inspired numerous musical tributes and reflections on his legacy, or rather on his lasting legacy.
Yeah.
Gaye's ashes were scattered in the Pacific Ocean following cremation.
Yeah, man. I mean, that one is interesting because I kind of know the full story. And an interesting thing, you know, just to make the story short and not to get into detail, is that on that day, Marvin went back home because he decided to, you know, end his life.
Yes.
But now he said, I'm not going to end my life, but I'm just going to make sure that the only person who takes my life is the person that I hate, which is my dad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he planned the whole thing. So Marvin wrote everything down that, okay, I get home, I start an altercation, my dad goes to jail, and my mom gets free.
Wow.
So, yeah. he was doing that so that, you know, the mom can be free from the dad, because the dad was someone, was abusive and violent. So, there's so much, because I remember when Ray Williams was telling the story, and when I read the whole article on what happened, it's shocking. It's shocking and very interesting, man. But yeah, today it was the day where Marvin Gaye, man, we lost, you know, the iconic Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing.
Baby,
hey, man.
I'm hot just like sun, or whatever the lyrics are. I need some loving. Very cool stuff, man. Yeah, I need some sexual healing, baby.
Oh, man.
Very cool stuff. And then the one that Afriberry mentioned, that Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne formed Apple Computer Inc. And it became one of the world's leading tech companies.
Oof.
Apple Inc., founded in 1976 by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne, is a leading American multinational technology company headquartered in Cupertino. Is it Cupertino? I'm not sure. California. Initially focused at personal computers like Apple I and Apple 1 and Apple 2. Wow. Apple later expanded into consumer electronics, introducing iconic products such as the iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, and the iPad as well. The company has achieved significant milestones, including being the world's largest technology company by revenue in 2024, and the first U.S. company valued at over $1 trillion in 2018. Despite criticisms of labor practices and business ethics, Apple remains a highly influential and trusted global brand with a loyal customer base.
Hey, we're celebrating Apple today, I can see, man. Because you know, from this interesting story, man, what I can pick up is, you know, the first picture that Steve took with Chuck. When they took a picture, man, on that office, it was very memorable, man. And they were just sitting there and took the first picture of the first, you know, Apple computer, and it served as a very huge, significant memory in the, you know, history of Apple. And also, I remember when Steve Jobs was giving a talk, man, a pep talk when Apple was launched, and Steve said Apple is going to be one of the easiest navigated technologies in the world. And people like with the market.
I can't navigate Apple to save
we
my
used
life.
to Android.
iPhone
Look, man, I'm also still trying to learn how to navigate Apple devices. And maybe this is a conversation we should have with Banele on tech reviews. Yes, you know, he always brings such interesting stuff when it comes to tech reviews, man. And you remember the last time Nabuak what's the thing that he was talking about? I always forget it. The relationship between the devices. But there's a term that he used. I don't know if you guys remember.
He was speaking about, was it comparing Apple and Android?
Yes,
the notion of comparing Apple
and
Android.
There's a thing that he mentioned about having like your watch, your laptop, your phone, your iPad. You know,
but I only know there's
that whole synchronization that happens.
Man. You know, the one between and comparing the two between Android and Apple, like having a Samsung phone, a Samsung laptop, a Samsung TV, perhaps. You know, things of that sort. Like a Samsung fridge. I don't know. Do they have fridges? No? Samsung has fridges.
Samsung does.
It does. Fridges, washing machine.
Yeah.
Is it the environment? There's a name
there's
of
a term
the
that he
environment.
used.
When you are all connected to everything in the house. Like you can literally control, you know, the temperature of your fridge, one in the bedroom. Yo, man, interesting.
Very interesting stuff, ne? Very interesting stuff. And those are the only ones that we have for today in history. So, if there's anything that you might know of that took place on this day in history, we would absolutely love to hear your engagement and learn about it. Whether it's maybe tragic, like the one Marvin Gaye losing his life on this day, to actually find out he meditated about this. This is premeditation. He took steps that led to his own death. That's crazy for me. That's too crazy. So we we learn new things on a day-to-day basis, and we'd love to hear anything that you might know of on that took place in history on this day. And then, we always move on to people who are celebrating their birthdays.
Yeah.
And, with no exception, there are other ones on this day. But before you get to that, that's when I try to bring you on what is the number of days we are into the year. So today marks the 91st day of the year. Ooh. Today we are 91 days into the year 2025. And with that being said, it marks that there are 274 days left until the remainder or until the end of the year.
Wow.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Man.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we are 9 days left to hitting 100 days on the dot. Because for most of the people, I remember when I went through the mortality rate when the stats were given. So they said on the first 100 days, the stats are we lose more than 21,000 people in SA.
Wait.
Stats, they have said.
In the first 100 days of the year.
First 100 days.
In South Africa.
In South Africa, we lose more than 21,000 people and above. First 100 days.
It's crazy.
So I'm just waiting for that 100
for those 100th day to come
100 day,
and then maybe we should check the stats.
Check the stats.
How many people have lost their lives?
Yeah.
You remember last week, guys? Afriberry, we didn't mention this actually last week. Banele Mo and I witnessed such a horrible turning accident. Yo, guys.
And the man died on the
spot. Mo, that was too crazy for me. That was too crazy.
Yeah. So
to see it live, so
happening, man.
2 cars hitting him almost simultaneously. That's too crazy. That's too crazy, man. It was heartbreaking. More.
Yeah, man. It's like someone might just wake up and say, you know what? Let me go to the store. Kante, it's your last day.
Yeah,
so we never predict, man, on what the next hour will be looking like.
Yes,
Mo.
Yesterday we were talking. Ntundeni was mentioning tomorrow is not guaranteed.
It's
so
not.
do all the things that you need to do today, guys.
You know what she's saying reminds me of an incident that happened in Zone 2 in the early hours of Sunday morning, where a car literally went over somebody's wall.
Wow.
And those people died instantly.
The person was driving.
The person was driving and the passengers. So imagine when you're in your house, the but it ended up on the wall, your dining room, so the wall has a crack.
Oof. Hey man.
So imagine, because as black people, if go dining room,
oh, bro, imagine.
I'm just sleeping, bruh. Not even an earthquake.
Unprovoked things.
It also speaks about the whole drinking and driving situation that people don't also take seriously.
Yeah.
I'd just rather go sleep at a garage once.
Yeah, man, because these kind of things, a lot of people have been called, to become accountable for these actions. Because when you get to the scenes, you get so many stories. When that incident happened, I remember, Musi and Banele didn't catch, the whole...
yes, because I ran away.
Yeah,
I ran away. No, I'm one of those people who can't lay their eyes on a dead body. I can't.
Yeah.
My reflexes kicked in and I ran away. Most students watched the whole thing happen.
I saw the guy coming.
So it's too crazy, man.
And in those milliseconds, the guy was already late. He's in the middle of the street and the quantum is right here. And now when he tries to go back, now the driver goes where he goes. Then, bah! When the quantum hits him, there's another car coming, which is a Renault Sandero.
Yeah.
Sandero steps on top of him. Then the Sandero, then the guy is lying there. And after quite, some few minutes, we had that weird smell.
Yes, of a dead body.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
hear
Yeah,
that
so
smell.
cocky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where, it was confirmed, he's no more. And if you can go
guys.
to Kopanong right now, for those who live in Dobsonville, there's still that blood stain.
Really?
there. Yeah.
I haven't passed
It's
Moli.
still there.
I haven't passed.
It's
No, it
still
was too
there.
crazy for me. It was too crazy. So look, man, we're slowly approaching and getting to the Easter weekend.
Yeah.
And we know how Easter people
Eish.
always lose their lives,
They
guys. Let's be
travel.
safe.
Yeah,
Let's be
man.
safe. Drink
Yeah.
responsibly. It's fine. I don't know mojala, but be an adult about it and drink responsibly
Yeah.
and be safe, man. There might be people relying on you, people looking up to you, hoping for mo
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
we're
yeah.
not responsible as an adult. No, man. You can't have such things. So anyway, today, like I said, is the 91st day of the year, and it marks that there are 274 days left until the end of the year, and 39 weeks remain as well, because we have 52 weeks now. Yeah. So anyway, on people who are celebrating their birthdays on this day today, we have Randy Orton.
Oh.
Randy Orton. Randy Orton.
And I remember when I was speaking about his, theme song, go WWE, man.
Yes.
Oh, man, that song.
Yeah.
I know, give evidence. Oh,
Yeah,
come on.
yeah. I love. I used to
that
love.
whole rockstar was like amazing.
Yeah.
And then you know what I love the most, name?
Yeah.
When he arcade Stephanie McMahon. Woo! But when I'm all he became a rock star to me because Stephanie McMahon had like the guts, the core, the audacity to keep on hitting other people's mains, ne? And then Randy Orton was like,
Yo.
RKO.
Yo. Yeah, man, but yeah, the legend is growing up.
Yes.
The legend is
yes.
growing up.
I used to love when he that pose.
Eish.
So the how I got to really appreciate Randy Orton, right,
Yeah.
was through my cousin, my brother.
Yeah.
Ke Orton. To this day, I still call him Orton. So he was into the whole rap culture. He's like what 6-7 years older than me.
Yeah.
So back then, Nesampel Decipher. For those who live in like Snake Park, Zola, Dobsonville, Middleland, Bramfisa, they'll know how Dobsonville. There used to be ciphers.
Yeah.
Go gravesite, right? And he was into that whole culture. So I guess it's an unwritten rule and an undisclosed, unspoken rule in the hip hop scene, where you have to have like a name or persona for yourself, right? Or as an artist, maybe I don't know if it's a creative thing, an artistic thing. Musimist comes from such things, right? So our pizza Orton, because he used to love Randy Orton. I went up posing it.
And recently, I've seen
man.
people on social media doing the posts, especially these school kids. Man.
Yeah.
He would just come up in this crowd, and then there will be that distant camera guy, and then he was just and there's hey man,
Yeah, man, it's too
iconic.
crazy.
Can I tell you the amount of times I arcade my baby brother?
Tabula bana.
No, my little brother narata wrestling, so it was not like the very rough RKO. So when my grandmother and my mom are not around, I reshape RKO mode my bed.
Yeah. So
And there was
Randy.
even a video of Randy Orton getting RKO by his kid inside the Super Bowl.
Oh yes, I think I've seen that one. Yes, I've seen that one. So Randy Orton is, or rather, was born on this day, on the 1st of April in 1980, and is turning 45 years old today. 1980. 45 years old today. And an interesting fact is that. He is a third-generation professional wrestler who became the youngest person to hold the WWE Heavyweight Champion at the age of 24. He became the Grand Slam champion in 2018. Come on, man. I love that. Yeah, very cool stuff, man. Randy Orton is celebrating his birthday and is an American professional wrestler. As of the year 2000, he signed to WWE, where he performs on the SmackDown brand. Orton is widely regarded as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. Come on, man.
Of course, if it's not Randy, then who?
And exactly, and has the and has tied third most world championship reigns in history with a career spanning over 20 years. Jeez, that's too crazy. That's too crazy for me, man. So very, very cool stuff. And then the next person who's celebrating their birthday on this day is Logan Paul.
Logan.
Yeah. You know Logan Paul more? I don't.
Yeah, he's a YouTuber and he's also a wrestler, you know.
Yeah.
He's gotten into the
I
space
see,
of
I see,
wrestling.
yeah.
And also co-founder of Prime together with KSI.
Oh, the drink Prime.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Logan.
cool.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, he's growing up. And I was shocked to Rekele 95, Logan.
Yes, Logan
Hey,
is
my type is my age.
I was born
I
on
was
this day
shocked.
in
Hello, my
1995.
size.
Yeah.
You know, he's turning 30 years old today.
Yeah, man.
And what's interesting about him is that he claims Irish, Welsh, Jewish, French, and German ancestry. Too crazy. Nakana having ties from all of these parts of the world. Very, very interesting. He's an American influencer, professional wrestler, an entrepreneur, a boxer, and also an actor. He has over 23 million subscribers on his YouTube channel called the Logan Paul Vlogs, and has ranked on the Forbes list for the highest paid YouTube creators in 2017, 2018 and 2021.
Yeah.
He's the co-founder of the beverage company Prime and the snack brand Lunchly. Paul has also run the Impulsive podcast since November 2018, which has over 4 million YouTube subscribers. As a wrestler, he has been signed to the WWE since the year 2022 in June, where he performs on a part-time basis as part of the Raw brand and is a former WWE United States champion.
Yeah, that's Logan.
Very, 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 very interesting stuff, man. And then the other one here we have, this is a cool one for me, as someone who appreciates and watches so much movies and a whole lot of movies. Asa Butterfield.
Asa Butterfield.
Asa Butterfield. I don't know if maybe you can see the picture there on the screen.
Oh, Otis from Sex Education. Do you know the series?
I know.
Sex Education?
Is it? Yeah, the series says Sex Education.
Yeah, he
but
plays the character Otis.
Oh, really?
A young,
I haven't
shy
watched the
man,
thing.
and the mom is the therapist, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, his mom is a therapist, and they have this weird relationship
Yes.
where he has to go through puberty. So yeah, it goes on. He goes to school and has those friends that get him into growing up, man. Like grow up, experience these things. So yeah, I think that's the only series that I know Asa Butterfield on. Yeah. When he made that appearance on Sex Education, man. He killed the role, man.
Yeah,
killed
man.
the role.
Asa Afripera, are you familiar with Asa Butterfield?
Asa Vela.
Joe.
You're not. Imagine.
Umputeka Sergeant Kokobela kubucha.
Yeah, oh, but yes, it's relevant because Asa Butterfield is celebrating his birthday today.
Yeah.
Hip hip hooray. But you chawiki bonabatu waiting because that's what you consume. Well, man, it's too funny. So Asa Butterfield was born on this day in 1997 and is turning 28 years today. Yeah, 28 years today. What is interesting about Asa Butterfield is that the actor known for roles like Otis, like you mentioned, in Sex Education, almost played Spider-Man. But Tom Holland ultimately landed the part.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And they have, that...
Similar traits.
Yeah, similar traits, man.
Yeah.
But the problem is Otis, man, looks,
skinny.
Yeah.
But who's that other guy who does the Amazing Spider-Man? I forget his name, but is a bit skinny.
Peter something.
No.
No.
Peter's the name of Spider-Man.
That's the Spider-Man, but his other name, I know. And then Garfield, something Garfield.
Andrew Garfield is that other one.
Wait,
And
is
then
it the first one or the second one?
Andrew
Garfield.
Andrew
Yeah.
Garfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
Andrew
nurse.
Garfield, yes.
Yeah.
So Andrew is also, maybe it would have worked, we don't know. Maybe. But what's interesting for me is, now that we are accustomed to the person who plays a certain character, right?
Yeah.
Now finding out what is someone else was, in the line to possibly play the character. Do you think it would have worked?
I remember having this
had a
conversation
about
Will Smith playing Neo in the
Neo
Matrix.
yeah.
So it was like, if it was Will, we're going to take Will as Neo.
But now, having seen what it takes to play the character of Neo,
We can't
right?
change that.
And having seen what it takes to play the character of Spider-Man.
We can't
We
change.
can't.
Would it
change
work with Asa Butterfield?
Aye.
Would it work, Will Smith playing Neo, the chosen one in The Matrix? And now having found out, the Matrix is actually a continuing thing of kana ke movie Elibua.
Which one?
Elia Batubale, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Terminator.
Yes, remember that the lady who actually wrote the books
Yes.
did say that The Matrix is a continuation of Terminator.
Yes.
Basically speaking about how sci-fi will affect the future that
Yeah.
we're currently in
Yeah.
and how things will definitely change.
So would it work, having known that, knowing that it's a continuation, and having seen what Keanu Reeves has done to the character of Neo? Would Will Smith work?
I
Yeah.
can't see Keanu Reeves
I don't know.
as Neo
But
now.
anyway, Asa Butterfield is an English actor. Beginning his career as a child actor, Butterfield first achieved recognition as the lead of the historical drama The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Do you know that one? You don't know that one?
Nope.
Yeah, he was still young at the time, and this movie came out in 2008. He continued to headline films during the 2010s, starring in the adventure drama Hugo, the science fiction film Ender's Game, and the drama X+Y that came out in 2014, and the fantasy, which is the one that I'm very familiar with, is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar
Oh,
Children.
he's the one that
Yeah,
could
he's
see
the
the
one.
thingies, ne?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
oh,
Yes.
snap.
Jim Carrey is also in that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Very, very, very cool movie. From 2019 to 2023, Butterfield portrayed the lead of the Netflix comedy drama series Sex Education.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, very, very cool stuff, man. I'm seeing here there's other movies and shows that he's appeared in. The Space Between Us is one of them. Flux Gorment is another one. An array of movies and series that he starred in and that he's been cast in, man. Very, very cool stuff. And then the other one that we have here, a person who's celebrating their birthday, is Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle. I don't know who Susan Boyle is. Let me try to see.
Oh, she's
quickly.
an opera singer. She once entered America's Got Talent. Catch
Even
the
head
face
is
is
cut
not.
What is the picture not giving?
The
the
picture
head was
was
cut
showing
off.
the head,
Oh,
the
I see this
shoulders,
lady.
knees and toes.
Oh, I see this lady. Yeah.
She's an opera singer.
Oh, yes, I've seen this lady. So, she was born on this day in 1961 and is turning 64 years today. Interesting fact about Susan is that she's a Scottish singer whose appearances on the British television talent show Britain's Got Talent in 2009 transformed her into an international phenomenon. She's a Scottish singer who rose to fame in 2009 after appearing as a contestant on the series of Britain's Got Talent, singing "I Dreamed a Dream" from Les Miserables. Les Miserables. Oh, I don't know how they pronounce it.
Les Miserables.
As of 2021, Boyle has sold 25 million records. Her debut album, I Dreamed a Dream, is one of the best-selling albums of the 21st century, having sold over 10 million copies worldwide. And it was the best-selling album internationally in 2009. In 2011, Boyle made UK music history by becoming the first female artist to achieve 3 successive albums debut at number 1 in less than 2 years.
Wow.
Sheesh, man, it's too crazy.
Oh, interesting.
Too crazy,
How
man.
old
You
is she
get another
turning?
one.
65.
She's turning 64.
64
today. Yeah, she's turning 64 today, man. Very, very interesting stuff, man. And then the last one I have here is David Oyelewa, I think.
Oh, yeah. Lewa.
Yeah.
Now what's an apple? You don't say my name proper.
I don't know if you guys are familiar
Who's
with,
David?
man.
Let me see that picture
Can you,
now.
Cats, can you bring it up very quickly? David
Oyelewa.
Oyelowo.
Oyelowo.
Oyelowo. Yo,
Is
some
he
names you
a
need to-
Nigerian?
Brother.
Yeah, but he was born in, I think he lived in the UK for quite some time or something like that. But says here, David Oyetokum.
Oh, yes.
Oyelowo is a
He's
British
an amazing actor, actually.
director and producer. His accolades include a Critics' Choice Award and 2 NAACP Image Awards, as well as nominations for 3 Golden Globe Awards and stuff like that.
Didn't he act with the movie with Lupita Nyong'o, This Is Us or something like that, where they had to face different versions of themselves? It
No,
was
it's
like
not
the
him.
normal family. Oh,
It's not him. It's not him. But I know. I see the movie that you're talking about. That one came. The other guy, man. That other.
Hey, once
guy.
they're famous, they all look the same.
No, no. But let me. Jack Reacher. Have you watched Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise?
Nope.
Yeah, you should. That's the one that I remember him from. Yeah. That's,
Okay, what other movies did he act on? So I'll probably have
Silo,
seen.
A United Kingdom, The Butler, Salma, Queen of Katwe.
Oh
Ringo,
yes, I've seen that one, Queen of Katwe.
The After, Come Away. There's a whole lot that he's acted in, man. But he's also celebrating his birthday today and was born on this day in 1976.
And he's a
turning
very
what?
humble actor, hey?
76, 49, I think, today. 49. Yeah, he's turning 49 today on this day. So those are some of the people who are celebrating their birthdays. Of course, would always love to hear anyone else. Oh, Afripere has one, sorry.
So besides wishing my uncle a very April Fool's Day, I mean a happy birthday. Today it's also Kid Ink's birthday. He's turning 39.
Oh, okay.
Yes, today's actually Kid Ink's birthday. He's turning 39 today. So in terms of the celebrity birthdays, there's one person we kind of forget though.
Yeah.
And to everyone who's growing up, guys, would like to wish you a happy birthday and enjoy your day. Yeah. There we go, Mr. DJ. There we
Come
go,
on, Mr. DJ. Yeah, man, we hope all of you guys will enjoy your birthdays. And hooray! Of course, anyone that you might know of who's celebrating their birthday today, a huge happy birthday to them. But so before moving on to our word of the day, some comments have been coming on our YouTube comment section, man, and we always love and appreciate your interaction. So Hector Takalani coming through saying, we are animals nowadays. We can't live like this side. I ask myself why this animal can't think like humans, or these animals think like humans. If this was done to your family, how would you feel? So I think he's referring to
Ndaba kaCwecwe.
yes, the Kwekwe turning story that's been making waves on social media. And then he comes back saying this generation needs to be serviced.
Hey.
Oh, this generator. Hey, get a generation. Skimming through. Hey, guy. Yeah, man. So this generator needs to be serviced. The more
malfunction.
waking you up, man. And then he comes back again and says, can someone take Afriberry's phone? She's chatting and not being active with us on the show. Maybe on this day she will interact with the show. Hey,
Thank you so much
Afriberry,
for bringing
they're
that
trying to wake you up, man. Trying to wake you up.
Thank you so much.
And then Spin City comes back, says, may you please help me wish Lebu a warm, happy birthday. Life just began for her. She turned 40. Wow.
Miss Lebu, the one that our famous vendor. Lebu.
Oh, happy birthday! Happy birthday, Lebu!
Man. A huge happy birthday to
To our
Oslebo, man.
vendor,
Man. Oslebo,
Not a vendor from
always
Limpopo, by the way.
Guys, Oslebo always keeps us fed right
man.
here. Os
So,
Joyce, man, a huge shout out
she
to them.
definitely deserves that shout out,
she
man.
does. She does. And she's so grateful whenever we go and say, Oslebo, man, we'll give you your money, man. We'll come back a bit later on, or we'll pay you tomorrow morning and stuff like that. So a huge shout out to local businesses doing great stuff and amazing stuff in and around our communities, man. Oslebo, Os Joyce, we appreciate you guys so much, and we hope that Lebo will, have an amazing birthday today on the 1st of April. Yeah. Very, very cool stuff. So, you know that we always try to bring you amazing words that are aimed at you and I and everyone else, improving our day-to-day spoken language and, of course, ultimately our vocabularies. And today it is no exception whatsoever as we bring you the word of the day. Are you guys ready for today's word?
What do we have?
Nothing too hectic. Most, if not all of us, have heard of this word or are quite familiar with this word. And the word is bamboozled.
Baboon.
Bamboozled. Isn't bamboozled? Bamboo. Mo. TC told everyone, when you always lead people astray. You always lead people astray when I'm telling Mo. So today's word is bamboozled.
Bamboozled.
No, but isn't it the same way we say that though?
Bamboozled.
Bam. Bamboozled.
Bamboozled.
I get
I'm
avoidable
bamboozled by the
baboon.
Mara ke re but I can guess there's no master of pronunciation.
Yes, no, true, I
Hey,
agree.
yeah, so ke bamboozled.
Yeah, woman. Woman, hey, ke yone, o utlwa Batswana. Ke yone, ke bamboozled.
Eh, teng hao ke bile ba nkutlwa ka utlwagala batho ba
Anyway, the word is bamboozled, and how you spell this word is BAMBOOZLED. How you spell the word is BOOZLED. Bamboozled. And the definition of this word is to cheat or fool someone. You know, so if you've been bamboozled, it means you've been cheated or you've been fooled into doing something or out of doing something. Either way. And an example of how you can use the word bamboozled in a sentence is he bamboozled Canada's banks in a massive counterfeit scam. He bamboozled Canada's banks in a massive counterfeit scam. To bamboozle someone means to cheat or to fool them into doing something or out of doing something. So I would always love to hear how you would use this word in a sentence. Afriperi, how would you use this word in a sentence?
It was on a Saturday evening where I almost got bamboozled into giving my second-hand innocence.
You what? Hey, whoa, I repeat that again. Hey, guys,
Hey, Maralo.
please go back to our streams, guys. Especially on Tuesdays. Go back to Tuesdays. Kiri wanza April kajoko. -7. Or we told date ya last week Tuesday. I think it was the 20 something. 2 weeks back, Tuesday. 3 weeks back, Tuesday. Afriperi Akis, or maybe it's a me thing when I'm sitting this side. She always, slots in things, reading in between the lines. You are what? Out of your what?
Second innocence, whatever.
Yeah, but
I didn't get that one, man. I'm bamboozled.
I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted.
Bamboozled. We feel bamboozled right here with what
Yo, Afriperi. Mo, how would you use bamboozle in a sentence?
Yo, man, I'm thinking of so many people that I've fooled in my life, right?
That you fooled?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because I've been fooled a lot. So it's best if I become bamboozled, then I bamboozle some other people.
And you become a bamboozler.
Yeah, so I remember when I made this mistake and I was bamboozled and I almost missed my exam. And my friend told me that, Baba, you are writing tomorrow, right? And I bamboozled my calendar by thinking it's next week, only to find out that I get a notification, how did you write? And 10 minutes is left, by the way.
Aibo. You were bamboozled by the calendar.
Yeah, by the calendar. So
Yeah.
I took the wrong day, when I was supposed to write my exam. And then only to find out, man, no, the exam is today. And I get a notification from him, how did you write?
Aibo njalo.
And I go, 10 minutes left for the exam to end. I was like, yes, I am bamboozled.
Aibo njalo.
Ganjalo ke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hey man, it was hectic. And there's this chemistry between us because I remember me also bamboozling him that we're going to meet at town. But now, I misspelled. I agree, how autocorrect can do sometimes.
Yes.
Instead of tomorrow, I today late. Around 1:30. I get a notification from the same person. Where are you?
Aibo njalo.
He's in town. So yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad. So yeah, so that's how I got bamboozled and I bamboozled someone.
How would
Aibo
you
njalo.
use the word?
Bamboozle? I don't know, man. To cheat or fool someone. I let me try to think for a second.
Have you ever cheated before?
Have I ever bamboozled? Have I ever bamboozled? I don't think so.
You
I mean,
don't think
cheat,
so?
but to bamboozle for me, I would say it's a relative term.
Wow.
You know, so
There
in,
we
in
go.
that context, in terms of cheating, you understand that?
A trait of a bamboozler.
Am I showing signs and traits of a bamboozler?
No, I want because no,
man. I'm not a bamboozler, guys. So I don't bamboozle people. But I've been bamboozled before.
Hey,
By
sorry,
this
man.
girl, guys. Hey,
Yeah.
man.
Hey,
she
yeah,
bamboozled
man.
me only to find out things from her friends a while after, like months after. Hey,
Hey,
I won't say her name because the movies are talking. But no, this is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show on a day-to-day basis, trying to bring you words that are aimed at both you and I, improving our day-to-day spoken languages, and of course, ultimately, our vocabularies. So I'd love to hear your thoughts as to how you would use the word bamboozled in a sentence. So with that being said, we've been talking for a while, and the time right about now is 54 minutes past the hour, 8 o'clock. And this marks 6 minutes before the hour, 9 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, the 1st of April. It's April Fool's Day. Are you someone who plays pranks on this day? Do you take it to head? Do you celebrate this day? Perhaps would love to hear all your thoughts and your opinions across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. With that being said, let's take a quick break, pay our bills, and we'll see each other right after this cool stuff.
Friends, come along with the Vooka team as time is spent
at the Vision Board and Pizza event out at Curiosity in Maboning,
aimed at promoting positivity, creativity that breeds longevity.
Enjoy tasks like silent reading,
vision boarding, and live performances.
Vooka Breakfast Show brings you all things great and amazing with Sacred Sundays
in collaboration with Mwari Pizza for Vision Board and Pizza.
Welcome back. To what still really does promise to be your favorite rendezvous on a day-to-day basis every weekday morning, Monday to Friday. We will always be taking such good care of you right here on Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Look, if you've just tuned in and you literally just walked in, you are still on time, as the time right about now is 57 minutes past the hour, 8 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. And just turned 58, which is 2 minutes before the hour, 9 o'clock. And you know that we always try to bring you the most relevant and the greatest stuff right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network, streaming live and coming to you live from the heart of Soweto, Top Santon, right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Bromfisher Kloof. On a Tuesday basis, you know, we try to bring you great and amazing people who are healthy and fit and are well versed in the spaces of keeping you and I as fit and as healthy as we can. And this morning is no exception whatsoever, as we will be hanging out with Unqobile Khumalo, who is in studio right now and ready to go with more on the other side. And I can't wait to get into the conversation with him as, he'll be giving us the tricks and hacks and all the relevant information and knowledge as to how you and I can go about keeping ourselves healthy, keeping our bodies fit. What are some of the things that you and I can get into on a day-to-day basis or as often as we can, maybe 3 times a week? What are some of the things that we can do when we wake up? Can we quickly, do some exercises, stretches? Last week, as you can remember, Afriberry was being taken through some of those steps by Utisi Shabalala Wagamazibugo, showing us stretches and exercises that we can try and do as often as we can on a day-to-day basis or every other day, So Ngobile Khumalo is in studio with us and we will be getting into all those things as he will be in conversation with Mweketi Maimane, right? Kind of what do you say, Mo? What's the thing that he likes saying? So hopefully, so I can't wait for you and I to listen on that conversation. Look, man, jump on our comment. On our comment section across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Are you watching? Where are you watching from? Are you alone? Are you watching with someone else? Hector Takalani coming through on YouTube saying hashtag word of the day. Marcelo bamboozled me to buy drinks and told me he will pay me back. That's very funny, man. Man, so says Ira, listen, I get Mo. Anyway, that's the one. That's the one. So Hector saying hashtag word of the day. Marcelo bamboozled me to buy drinks and told me that he will pay me back. So that's Hector using the word of the day in a sentence and trying to encapsulate it, if that's the correct word, and make use of it in his own day-to-day spoken language and his own vocabulary. Very, very funny stuff. So I don't know if Katz is ready on that side with Mweketi Maimane and Ngobile Waga Khumalo as they will be getting into the conversation of bringing you all things that are health and fitness. Let me check with you guys very quickly. Mo, can you hear me on that side?
Yeah,
yes, sir.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can, my brother. I can. And I'm so excited, man. I can't wait to get into the conversation and, hear what Ungobile has in store for us. And maybe you guys might show us a bit of a young Yana demonstration in Yana, and see what are some of the things that we can do. But with no further ado, let's hear what you and Ungobile have for us in store. Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. I think for the demonstration one, we're going to save it for the next day. Today, we're just gonna have a conversation right here with Ungobile. But before, can I just confirm with my technicals if you guys can see me and hear me right here? I just want you guys to give me a thumbs up, and then we're going to start with our conversation right here with Ungobile. So yes, sir.
No, you're absolutely good to go, Mo. We can see you, we can hear you, and we can't wait.
All right, thank you so much, guys. As I promised, man, this is the Vooka Breakfast Show, and the hashtag to use, of course, is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. We know that on Tuesdays, we are dedicated into bringing guests who are going to teach us more about health and fitness. So, joining me right here is Ungobile Khumalo, who is a gym instructor and also a fitness trainer. He's going to have a conversation with us. So, anything regarding fitness, what you can quickly do is to, send that comment on the comment section and ask him questions. He is here for you. So right now we're going to get into a conversation. My brother, good morning, and how are you doing this morning?
Grand rising.
Yeah. So for the people who are watching right now and listening at home, can you please give us a brief introduction of who you are, what do you do, and who are you in general?
Okay. Ngobile Khumalo, 7 times Mr. Physique.
Mm-hmm.
I've been chosen 3 times to go represent South Africa abroad, in Canada, in Dubai, and also in Las Vegas. Basically, that's
Yeah,
almost
very interesting, man. We have seen that, when we approached you and, look at your profile, you're someone who is dealing with a lot of people. I just want you to tell me about, the inspiration, of you going into fitness and, working around people. Where does that start?
Okay, basically, I started from the age of 12 because it was something that was being done from endlini. So we always had weights from endlini, from Ekai. So from training endlini to being an athlete, and then I developed from being an athlete, and then I started my own gym. So now I'm basically running two gyms, one in Protea and then one in Dobsonville. Yes.
Yeah. So we had a conversation, before we went live, right here, that you are a CEO of both gyms,
Yeah, that's
right? So how do you handle that, and how do you go about with your days of making sure that the operation are running from this gym to the next gym?
Trust me, it's not easy. It's not easy. You need to have trusted people. You need to have faith in people. People always make mistakes, but you also need to have love for what you're doing, because what is important is you need to have love for what you're doing and love people.
Yeah.
You're not gonna prosper in that field if you can't love people.
Yeah.
Because we come in different challenges, so you need to humble yourself and always.
Yeah. Very interesting, man. So because, we brought you here, to share some fitness tips with us. And for the people who are watching at home, they would like, to know the benefits, man. What are the benefits of, getting into fitness and just working out each and every day?
That question is very tricky, because of now you'll find a lot of males and females that go into fitness without having full information. One can be ambassador of fitness. One can inspire through music. One can, one can also be a sales rep for fitness. So fitness, when you touch base fitness, you're touching a lot of aspects of fitness.
Yeah.
So it's very broad. So you can find that a lot of athletes or a lot of females and males that enter into the fitness industry, they're just doing it for building muscles and just keeping fit.
Yeah.
But there's also benefits, big benefits that you can get.
Yeah.
Especially when you compete, when you do your competitions, attend competitions, attend workshops. We were fortunate that we had my late coach, Claude Maposa. He was also one of the coach that also groomed me to show me how fitness is abroad. And the benefits of it. When you compete, you don't just train ukambe mamoli, or ukambe kasi and then you push ifuba and so forth. You understand? Because to maintain fitness is expensive. The first thing that we need to understand.
Okay.
It's very expensive. So you also need to plan around that to keep that a fitness goal or the fitness physique that you have against the demand. It needs to generate income for you. So if it doesn't generate income, it becomes a challenge to you to maintain it.
So from hearing you saying maintaining fitness is very expensive. So for someone, who cares about, their health and their fitness, can you just take me through what do you mean by saying, maintaining, fitness is expensive?
Okay. Currently, we have noticed with my team that these days what we are being fed is GMO food. And GMO food, it's food without seed. So they are feeding us seedless grapes. They are feeding us, you can't get a watermelon from January to December, it's impossible.
Wow.
You understand? So there's a lot of things that are happening now that a lot of people are not aware of that is happening. We're not saying they're at fault because of, remember, the demand, it's us. We understand that the ones that are buying. So if they are having, the market is having a lot of demand, so therefore they need to find other ways. So that's why now they are feeding us the lab food. That's what we call it, the lab food. So now why do I say fitness is expensive? Because of now you need to identify the food that you eat. You can say I'm healthy because I'm eating veggies on a daily basis, but now they have tempted it with those veggies now these days. They are forcing farmers to GMO food. So yeah, you need to find. I'm very much happy to see development within Soweto. There's a guy that just opened a organic shop la elentuzane ezondi emfulo. And then we also have Unhlanhla that is also la ngasekhaya ekhaya center that is also aware of what is happening, is providing organic food for the people. So if it's ngabambana sonke, and then including the market, because it becomes very hard to get organic food these days, unless you uzitshalela wena kwakho from the soil to the pot and to the stomach.
So what I'm getting here, because by my understanding of GMO, it's genetic modified foods, right? So as much as you guys nhlangana and making yourself aware of these modified foods, how do you then spread awareness to someone ongazi, who want to get into the world of fitness? How do you guys go about spreading awareness onto those people?
Right now, like I'm saying, the second gym that I have, it's a development gym that we have moved from Dobsonville and branch out to Elentuzane Protea. So within the space that we have, we're still developing it. But when it comes to awareness and workshops and things like that, personally, we haven't stepped into that path yet. Reason being the new relocation, and us branching out because of the space. We need to implement some certain weights and then hire some certain people and so forth. So we haven't went that far yet, but we're not stingy when it comes to information and giving people information. So we are fortunate when you're training with us, because we also advise in that to say, no, be aware of 1, 2, 3, be aware of 1, 2, 3. So you'll find most of our members, they bulge here. And then they will ask us, I've been training in these corporate gyms, but nothing is happening. It's not you training. You also need to, it needs to be balanced. With the food that you eat, you also need to be aware of it. Yes.
Okay. So in terms of the information that you provide to your clients, is it exclusive information or information that your gym that provides I can also get I can get on the internet, or you guys have your own information that is strictly generated from your own gym and your company and given to people, or it's information that is out there?
Trust me, you can Google it now. There's a group within the social media page, which is called Abantu. Yes. Okay. Meaning people. Yes. Itabantu. You understand? So now, if you're gonna follow that page, it talks broadly about as Abantu sisukelaphi, and it guides us as people. Ukuthi it's not just us training as people. We also need to be aware of our clothes, our way of doing things, our rituals, a lot of things, And I also have a mentor that I also, Steve Molulu from Sunning Hill, that is also, I call him my father. So he also keep me intact.
Yeah.
I'm tuned.
Yeah, definitely. So in terms of the success stories, can you share some story where your client came to the gym and they have achieved their fitness goals? Has that ever happened in your gym?
Yeah, look, we have touched so many lives, because the gym in Dobsonville, the one in Mbagwe Pick and Pay, there's all about Umtombo Olwazi Pick and Pay, around behind the Pick and Pay.
Yeah.
We have run that gym for 9 years. We are going for a 10-year this year. We have been having amazing stories. Like we have been training about Gogo. Whereby you find go to Gogo, beginning ya matambo, she couldn't do this and that, you know. We trained them a program. We had a program called the Boxing Grannies, that we piloted it from a Cosmo with my late coach Ucloth. That program, it was very huge, whereby you'll find people from all around the world coming into the program, supporting the program. We even had guys from South African Heroes that came and filmed the program and selected it as one of the programs that they are touched by it, for us to even go ahead with it, you know, to run with the program. So we recently had a lady that was diagnosed with asthma, not ulcer, asthma. So she used to use a spray. So when she came to the gym, she would train for 10, 15 minutes, and then she needs to go out and catch her breath, you know. And then we trained her for 3 months. And then when she went back to check asthma, they told her to asthma myself. So I was amazed and I was shocked. You understand? To say, when you studied and understand asthma does not go away. So they will tell you, when you have asthma for life. You'll keep on taking medications, that spray, and also for life. We understand. But when she came with those news, I was shocked. I was really shocked. And it's not only her. There's a lot of them that we have touched, including a Cosmo. We have touched a lot of senior citizens, Nalapo, whereby there's a lady that was having a high blood. Yes. And then you know, we have touched so many lives, and we're still gonna continue.
Definitely, man. That's why we have you right here, you know, to share your story, so that abantu bagwazi, you know, what your gym can actually offer to people. And I'm also hearing you, Guti, sometimes, you know, there are people with different health conditions that come to your gym, and you guys can help those people eradicate those conditions. So in terms of dealing with health protocols, do you guys operate under, you know, do you have a license to operate abantu, you know, health conditions?
Okay. We are licensed to operate with abantu health conditions. Even though when it comes to dealing with a person on a condition, we also give them indemnity form. We understand, to say, okay, as we are training you and we are having this health issue, at least we understand that at least we need to have someone close by that's gonna that we can call within our site, that's gonna come and assist. We understand that we are registered, the gym is registered, we have tax number and so forth. So we do our returns.
Legitimate.
We are not the fly by night. We don't operate like that.
Interesting thing to hear, man. Before we take a short break, so for someone who's watching and listening, can you just, you know, give us a brief of umontongazi, the first time coming into your gym? What's the process? What is it that they need to do?
Okay. The first thing, we sign you up, obviously. Then we need to take you through our equipment. But before we also take you through our equipment, when you sign up, we need to engage. You understand, and then you need to tell us prior to say no. Mina ngumuntu onenkinga yamadolo, you know. So lately we have been having members that are having a problem yamadolo, and I don't know what iphuma happy, but I think I know. Not think, I believe I know. We understand. So most share that challenge that you have, and then we're gonna schedule a program that will fit. We understand that the kind of condition that you have, and remember, Ngiti, not all conditions they are meant to mele usdodos. We understand. Some conditions they lead to muscle tissue. We understand. So the old muscle tissue is the one that is telling you usalimele. We understand. And remember, Mzimba is it's an amazing universe. It's a universe on its own.
And so complex.
Exactly. You understand. So it can heal itself. You understand. There's nothing Mzimba ongeke uzuhile. You understand. You just need to get the right people and do the right things and eat accordingly. You understand. There's another a man that passed away, Ubaba Uselbi. He's also talking along those lines to say, when you eat right, you understand. When you were born, there's a certain plant that is for you. You understand that can heal you. You understand. You just need to know which plant and which organ that you are suffering from, and then go to a certain plant that is meant for you. You understand. So as soon as you understand that concept, then you will understand, not the ones that the food that you know. I'm not gonna point.
Definitely, man. Because hey, man, like you sound professional with these things. Are you sure you are from Soweto?
Because from Diepkloof, I was born in Diepkloof, and then we moved from Diepkloof. My parents bought a house here, Dobsonville, Extension 4. I say USAVE, and then from USAVE, we have been growing ever since.
Hey God, sounding like we're having a conversation about things that are happening in Bryce. Right, but what we're gonna do right now, we're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to conclude our conversation right here with Kolani Kumalo. So what you need to do is to use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show on the comment section to ask your questions. So let us take a quick break, and then when we come back, we continue with the conversation. Show. And as promised, we're still in conversation with Okolani Kumalo, who is Ngobile Kumalo. Sorry about that. Ngobile Kumalo, still having a conversation right here on health and fitness. And if you want to ask any question, the hashtag to use is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So obviously, we know that most of the people into Abawarishangayo is, the pricing and the products that you guys offer. So can you please take us through what are your pricings and how do you guys structure everything in terms of delivering the product to the people?
Okay, the first thing that we have identified, I have went as far as studying other gyms, including corporate gyms that are out there, that are existing, to check how their packages, how do they offer their packages. And then I came back with my research, then I sat down and then I was like, for a person who's unemployed, this is not gonna work for me. You understand?
Yeah.
Let's say I wanna keep fit. I wanna train on a daily basis. But now this is not gonna work. This packages a lot of corporate gyms and including Kasi gyms.
Yeah.
Their pricing it's a bit I will say challenging. You understand? No, I won't say high. I will say it's challenging. You understand?
Yeah.
So after studying that, and then we started from 50 Rand monthly subscription.
Yeah.
To as much as for 9 years we've been running and people are still paying 150. You understand? So now we have developed for personal training. There was a need for personal training.
Yeah.
And then we started to introduce packages with personal training. We know with him, a trainer is very expensive.
Yeah.
Corporate trainers, they are very much expensive. I saw this other one that was charging it was 1.4 for 4 lessons.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
And when I say I want to maintain fitness and you are charging me 4.4 and I'm unemployed, then where do you take
It's
me?
a different story.
We understand what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we have come to say, okay, fine. If they are charging 4.4, at least let us charge 200 Rand. You understand? 50 Rand on top. You understand?
Yeah.
And it becomes 200 Rand. So we have a varieties of packages and they come with different classes.
Yeah.
Including, as I'm saying, we have branched out now. We are in protein. We also offer swimming lessons now. We're hoping in the next few months we'll be having spinning classes and so forth.
Spinning?
Yes.
Like BM spinning?
No.
Oh.
That one is a sport on its own too, yeah? Yes. But the spinning class is it's for cycling.
Yeah.
Basically.
All
so
right.
within the room and then you start cycling.
Yeah. So in terms of clients coming and saying, "Ish, but nobile, I've paid the 50 Rand, but I want to cancel the membership." So how do you guys deal with that? Do you guys have a way of handling that, or someone can just cancel and you give them back their money?
Okay. We don't operate on contract first.
Okay.
So you pay as you train. You understand? So we, along my studies again, I saw that part which it end up leaving our people into blacklist. So let's say, for example, my mother was in this corporate gym, and then she has been training, and I lose umsebenzi. You understand? And then now they start to blacklist her. So now, if I want to study further and go to varsity, she can't take a loan for me. Because of that. You understand? So now we have came up with a system to say, okay, fine. Let's introduce the system whereby you pay as you train. If you don't come for training, then we're not expecting your funds. We understand. So it also goes back to you as the a customer or an athlete that is saying, I want to be committed to training or I want to be committed to a fitness lifestyle. So it also gives you a room to say, I want to be in charge of my life, you understand? To say, I'm taking this for the next 5 years, or I'm doing it for the next 10, or I'm just doing this for lifetime. We understand? We don't want to put you in a corner there to say, you know, siyazi ukuthi mawujoyinile for the month sesibale ma 25,000 ngawo-1, you understand? No, we're not contract based.
Interesting, because there are so many misconceptions about the cancellation. Maybe when I go there, because I paid the 50 rand, I have to go and come, you know, throughout. So in terms of operating, and since you've been in this industry for such a long time, can you please share some of the memorable moments that you've had as a fitness trainer?
Oh, hey, Baba. About the one that left me, it left me humbled when I was chosen to go represent South Africa at Vegas.
Las Vegas.
My guy.
Wow. Just walk us through the experience, man. How was it in Vegas? Because some of us, we don't know, man, how it feels to be in Vegas, man.
So now, from the onset, as I was competing, I was still an athlete back then. In 2016. So I compete, I'm selected with 15 more guys from a federation to go and represent South Africa abroad with WBFF World Championships. So now as I go, as we selected there, I start knocking, we don't have funds.
Okay.
So I say to the federation, I mean, instead of sitting back and say, you are the federation, you need to come up with ways of how we're gonna go there and represent the country and so forth. I start knocking doors because of I don't like to relax when there's a certain challenge. You understand? I also try to help and assist. You understand? So I start knocking indoors. Big names that claim they support Soweto athletes. They don't support Soweto athletes. They don't support development. They support individuals that they know they're gonna benefit something from them. You understand? So now, me talking to these high names, which I'm not gonna mention. You understand? I'm talking about people that can just do this, and funds will just
pour out.
You understand? They tell me they diverted sports funds into higher institution. So my question was, how do you divert sports funds into higher institution whereby the higher institution, they have their own budget and their own funds? We understand. So it was a roller coaster. I went from councillors to councillors and so forth. And then I was touched by one lady. I understand. Councillor. She was a councillor back then. She came and then she made a difference. She donated 10K. But yet 10K was not enough. Because I needed accommodation for a week. I needed to eat. I needed the stage fee, affiliation fee for.
So when you sum it up, how much would you say you wanted for everything?
I needed plus minus 70K.
Okay.
You understand? So I got 10. 10. Yeah, from 70.
And now you need 60 on top of that.
And remember, days are close by.
Yeah.
We are expecting.
Time is ticking.
So, God works in mysterious ways. in very mysterious ways. When she came through and blessed us with that amount, it opened a lot of things, whereby I managed to cover the ticket flight, the return ticket flight. And then we managed to talk with the people that side in Vegas to say no, because the only person that could make it, I was alone.
Yeah.
From the other athletes, you understand?
Yeah.
So now here am I'm having this support from Umama. So Umama is saying, no, this is as much as I can offer. No? I take it with warm hands.
Yeah.
I use it. Now, when I go there, challenges start to kick in. The ticket flight that I bought, it lends me a London. Wow. Ne? It lends me a London. I need to connect. So in between the airports, I need to take a shuttle. And the shuttle, it's money. And I use that 10K for return ticket flight. Nino Mandela, 50 rand for 24.
Yo.
I'm going to play for the country. The country.
So what do you do in that situation?
So now I'm there. I sit Bangjela, which I need to connect. I need to go from Heathrow to this other airport. I forgot the name. So I sit there by the airport. I start praying. God will never put you in a place where He knows you're not gonna come through. You're not gonna, you're not gonna strive. So now, as I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for answers. And then within the answers, I'm told to stand up and go make a phone call to my coach. Okay. So my coach is here.
Yeah.
But he's communicating with the guys in Vegas. So as I go to the booth, there's a family there. One brother and the mother, and then this kid is going somewhere. So they asked me to take them a selfie. Please kindly take us a selfie. They don't know me, we don't know each other. So I'm taking them a selfie. Right there and there, this voice said, these are the people gonna help you. So now, as I'm taking pictures, look, I'm having a situation here. And they're all excited that this young man is going overseas, I'm taking these pictures, and here am I hearing this voice as I'm giving them the phone. Then I start to tell them my story. This lady said to me, don't worry, we're gonna give you.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
So now they gave me that amount for me to take the shuttle from one airport to another airport. Fine. So I'm like to them, don't give me money. Please go with me, buy that ticket. You understand? Because all I need is the ticket for me to enter the shuttle. You understand? So they said, no, we trust, out of nowhere, no, we trust you. You understand? Do you know where you're going? So the lady says to the son, not just go accompany him, go to the shuttle where the tickets are being sold. So I go with this gentleman. He's a cool guy, He's even chilled and relaxed, and here am I, I'm stressing, to say, hey, if I'm having challenge, I'm still in London. I'm having challenges in London.
Already the problems have started here. So
now, within the voice, I'm still praying. Remember, I'm still praying. Look, there's something that athletes that are doing, and especially bodybuilders. We go on a fasting. Bodybuilders go on a fasting, but they're not gonna say it's a fasting. You understand? Because of now we are preparing for a show. So that fasting is whereby you don't eat certain food for a certain period. you don't drink water for a certain. That's fasting on its own.
Even
You
water.
understand? Yes.
Yeah.
For to have a lean muscle.
Okay.
That's fasting. So I'm in fasting basically.
Yeah.
You understand? So here am I moving from one place to another. Then I meet this driver, the bus driver,
Yeah.
who was driving the shuttle. You know, this guy out of nowhere, we start to have a conversation. You know, he tells me, no, I came to South Africa. You know, I loved Cape Town. I've been to Cape Town only. You understand?
Yeah.
Where are you coming from? I can see the flag because I was having South African flag with me. You understand?
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
they can see which I'm
Yeah,
from
you're
eKasi.
representing
Exactly.
also, yeah.
You understand? But yet ngaphakathi kimi, I'm like le flag le.
He's letting me down.
Le flag le mfana. But then there's faith.
Yeah.
You understand? To say God will never put me here without no reason. Something in me says turn back. Something in me says go forward.
Yeah. Continue with your journey.
So I went. This guy is like, I'm collecting Mandela notes. Out of nowhere. Says I'm collecting Mandela. I gave him my 50 rand Mandela note.
Yeah.
We understand. For the currency. Yes, London. We understand. And that currency was more
Yeah, the
than
euro is expensive. Yeah.
You understand? That was more.
Yeah.
You understand? So I was like, hey, you know what? This is amazing. So when I left the bus, starting now to connect. Okay, fine, I connect. I get to Vegas. I'm expecting people to meet me. Mfana, ukhala, khali echo, yazi echo le yama ile because I say airport. The next flight, what? There's no one.
No one is there for you to accompany you.
No one. Even the people that that are hosting.
Yeah.
They didn't even send no one. Yet they said no. They are willing to assist. They will be there to assist and so forth. I'm expecting people. No one.
No one was there for you.
So now I look at my my invitation form. As I'm looking at my invitation form, they wrote that we need to meet at a certain hotel. It's a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
So I go to this other lady and then I ask her, Madam, do you know where this hotel? And then she's like, yeah, no, it's not far from here. Can I walk? At no ways.
You can't.
Yeah. You need to take a shuttle. Okay, how much is the shuttle? In dollars. So okay, in pounds, can I go there?
Yeah.
And is it possible? And then she says, no, it's fine. It's possible. You will even have change out of that. You understand? Then I buy the ticket to go to the hotel. I get to the hotel.
Yeah, man, it's very, very interesting and inspiring, man, because I know that we can sit here and discuss the details of what happened. But
it was way challenging, man. Challenging.
Time is not on our side. Can you just tell us about the vision and the mission in shortly, in closing, vision and the mission of your gym?
Okay, the vision and mission of the gym basically is to assist as much as possible. That's strictly simple and
right.
It's to assist as much as possible because we also have spiritual people and we are also awake.
Yeah.
So those who are awake, the problem that we have also noticed is that when you are spiritual gifted, you will find which bazok advisor gutambo to us, and that's not always the case.
Wow.
You understand? So you need guidance.
Proper guidance.
Yes, you just need guidance because there are people that are above you that knows about your gift. As black people, we have powers.
Yeah.
And within those powers they have been blocked.
Yeah.
By some certain elements that we live with on a daily basis. Once you become awake and you start removing those elements, then you will know the real you, who are you, and what's your purpose in life.
Very deep, very deep. And then the last fun and light-hearted question is, if you could train any celebrity or historical figure, who would it be and why?
I have trained so many celebrities already.
Can you just name 2 for us?
Uma Brigado.
Okay.
I've trained Uma Brigado. I've also trained Otsakane, that was also selected as Miss Mamelodi Sundowns.
Wow.
As I've trained Ubusi, that was selected by USN. I've trained and also she was running as Miss South Africa.
Miss South Africa.
Yeah,
wow.
I've trained Ucheki from Guchimali.
Okay.
And we've also trained with Uhu Bimbo.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Now we in discussion with Ritabile Kumalo that she also wants to be on board. So I've tried. There's a
I know that the list will go on.
Yes, there's a number of them.
Yeah, but definitely, to someone who is watching, they will get that information, and you're going to share it the next time when we have you right here. So, for someone who is watching, where can they get you, and how they can reach out to you?
Okay, they can get to me with my numbers. They can contact me, the office, 081 244 2310.
Can you repeat that again?
081 244 2310.
Okay.
Okay, they can go to our Facebook page, A-Team TTA Gym, or they can also go to our TikTok, A-Team TTA Gym, and also on Instagram.
Yeah, Mr. Nobile, thank you so much, man, for being here with us, and we hope to have you next time to share, much information, and also to have some collaboration, because you know that a lot of people have misconception when it comes to fitness and training, and it's people like you who bring light to us and information that we can have. So thank you so much. That was Nobile Kumalo, our fitness and trainer right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. What we want to do right now is to take a short break, and when we come back, there is another interviewer that speaks to an author that we're gonna have online right here. So stay tuned and do not go anywhere.
Hey family.
Hi, my name is Tisiga Mazbugo Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Miss.
My name is Ketua Ketumgunu
On the Vooka
Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you, and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now, I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
Very, very, very amazing and cool stuff right there. This is what we do on the hashtag of Vooka Breakfast Show every weekday morning. And on a week-to-week basis, every Tuesday morning, we try and bring you amazing people who are doing amazing stuff. And you were just listening to the conversation between Mweketi Maimane and Unqobile Waga Kumalo, someone who's doing great stuff in the space of health and fitness. Such amazing and interesting stuff that he's gone through, to being stuck in the UK with only 50 rands in his pocket, not knowing where he was going to get food, how he was going to get to his accommodation, and everything else in between that was involved with that, to some of the people that he's working with, Boprix, like he mentioned, and now he's in conversation and talks with Ritabile Kumalo. Such amazing stuff, man. Of course, you can catch that interview if you rewind, but we will take a cut off clip and post it across our social, or rather on YouTube, and then you can catch that conversation. There's someone who's been through so many and amazing stuff, man. We always love it when we have such people in studio. And getting to know them a bit better, how he started his journey, or how he started on his journey on becoming a bodybuilder, someone who is into fitness and health. I didn't even know, very interesting stuff. I didn't even know that from time to time, bodybuilders and fitness people, what do they do? What's the word? They fast. They fast from water, and they fast from. I know that there's other things that they don't eat from time to time, but to find out how to water, matey, guys, matey. So very interesting stuff. So these are the people that I would personally love to have back so that we can do a bit of demonstrations. Mo cheated me, actually. I was looking forward to having demonstrations being done so that he can show us some of the things that he does or some of the things that we can do as ordinary citizens who are not so huge and versed in the space of fitness and health, But hopefully this will give us more reason to have him back, invite him back right here in studio and show us some of the things that we can do, Like I said, and I'm not such an active person and I'd love to see, maybe this is something that we can do as a team right here in studio. Have Abu Manele come through, have Tumsani come through, but TC, I mean TC and Afriberry have started already, so so very, very interesting stuff, man. Mo, how did you find that, man? I mean, finding out all of those things that he's done.
Hey, man, it was very interesting. And first of all, man, I would like to say apologies, to our viewers right there at home because we're supposed to have demonstrations, man. But we failed at telling him to come, wearing properly because I asked him that, can you do some demonstration and show us? And he was like, I didn't bring my equipment because everywhere he goes when he does the demonstrations, he brings along his equipment, just to show people what you need to do. What you need to do, what you can get. And that also will let people come into his gym, and to know more information. But I found that interview interesting, man, because
I can imagine,
when I asked him about, a memorable moment he had, that's when, we knew about that story of going to Vegas, man.
Yes, when he was chosen to represent the country.
Yeah, because it speaks to what we were speaking about, man, of, when you are traveling and you find yourself stranded in another country, the universe will respond.
Yeah, man.
Like the universe is there to respond, and God will never leave you in that dire situation.
Yes,
so
you're right, bro.
Just by someone asking, selfie from him, like, hey, can you please take us a picture? That's your answer.
Yes, that's God
your problems have been solved.
Responding and answering you.
Yeah, man. So I really found that interview interesting, and I hope that everyone who watched that, they got inspired about what he was saying
and learned a few things as well.
And learned a few things, man, because we know that there are so many misconceptions about gyms, mokas. TPD Rusi, they don't have 20K. But we're looking at contacting him and also collaboration because it shows how determined we can be, also staying fit on the show, and people are going to come with in numbers and make sure that they get themselves that membership of that gym because they've opened a new branch in the clan, which is a very very good thing. But yeah, man, that was so inspirational, and I hope that people are going to get hold of him, contact him for more information.
Guys, maybe this should be a thing actually. On Tuesdays, no? Tuesdays and maybe other Thursdays. And the reason I say Thursday is that I love how he connected and put wellness and spirituality and tied it to health and fitness, because it's not only about your physical body, but it is also about your spiritual wellness and spiritual cleanliness and spiritual enlightenment and alignment. Your spirit being aligned with your physical body. And we try to tie all of those things together as best as we can, and we need people like him, who are well versed. So maybe this should be a thing on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We come in our clothes, in clothes that are suitable and conducive for exercising and stretching. And maybe we take 5 minutes, we go that side in the morning and do a few stretches. We can even check out nice content from creators from right here at home in South Africa who are doing amazing stuff. And demonstration, and we can try those. Don't take me lightly, man.
And it's a thing, because there are people who are now running fitness instructions on TikTok. Like someone just put their phone right there and just go with him, start streaming, and it's something that we can do, Rona, every day in the morning. When somebody is watching and they just want to get those fitness bundles, to keep them going. So yeah, man, definitely. And spirituality, I nearly went deep with it because he made it clear, or sometimes Mosimo Ying, it's not a thing you have to go your twasa.
No.
But it's something you need to find yourself in an environment where
alignment.
People,
you just need alignment.
Alignment, man, with yourself.
Yes. When you go and align the back tires of a car.
Yes.
Nothing too hectic. So we need those kinds of things. And maybe this is something we should actually really do look into as deep as we can. Africa, Roman. Can Tuesday sweatpants, our hoodies, or just your sweatshirts, and do a bit of exercises, man. 5-10 minutes, done, and then we come back and sit on the table, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely.
As was saying, maybe one day when you actually do this workout videos, if you know that you're a TikToker out there, a fitness bunny, who knows? Maybe we could all probably also go live at the same time and just do a workout at the same time. You're directing us, doing an interview with us, and we're also teaching us how to go live, how to work out. That would be something very fascinating. You in your own space and us doing that. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy it, hey?
Yeah, definitely, guys. And it is the energetic start of your day, the Vooka Breakfast Show. So obviously, being here with us and getting those fitness bundles to get your day going is something that we are dedicated into doing each and every week. So you should stay tuned because a lot fitness trainers are going to be joining us and demonstrating on how you should do your exercises right. And speaking about balancing your diet also is the most important thing that you need to go through. So what you need to do is always get that pen ready, always get your notes ready, and take some notes down so that whenever you go individually and practice those exercises, you benefit a lot from them.
Yeah, so and man, on a week-to-week basis, man, as much as we're bringing in people who are well-versed in the spaces of, fitness and health, we also try to bring you people who are doing amazing stuff in and around our communities. And we keep this going as much as we can on a week-to-week basis, on a day-to-day basis. And one of the people who will be joining us very shortly is someone who is, I trust is amazing and doing great stuff in the community, moving and shaking, and just vibing up the community, trying to give back, trying to give back at the community that he lives in and other communities, of course. And I can't wait to get into that one. The person who will be joining us from now is Sylvester Bachman, a community mover and shaker. And I'm hearing that he's ready on our stream or on Teams. He'll be joining us telephonically and technologically. We might not be in the physical space literally together, but we connect, we interact, like I always say, man. Share your thoughts and your opinions across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Comment, like, subscribe, and do the things that are necessary to be done, man, so that we can connect and interact and do the all necessary things. So Sylvester Bachman will be joining us in conversation, and we'll be hearing what he does, where he comes from, what he's involved in right now, and possibly where he's moving into the near future. So I just want to find out by Mr. Banana, we're good to go. Mr. Bachman, can you hear me where you are, sir?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. I don't know if you can also hear me as well.
We can. And I'm trusting that the picture is very clear on your side as well.
So Musi, I think what we need to confirm right now is we are streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So we just want to confirm with our technicals if they can get your sound on YouTube and Facebook.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so we just got a thumbs up from our technical. So I would just, like to welcome you right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. And we're looking forward to, having a conversation that is going to be inspiring to the listeners and the viewers of Vooka Breakfast Show based on what you are doing. So just, a brief intro. Welcome to the show. Once again, a very good morning to you. Can you please, take us through who you are and what do you do in your space? Yeah, interesting. And once again, man, it is very good to have you on the show. And when we always, looking forward to having a conversation with movers and shakers. We want to get the inspiration and how we can move on forward in our, communities into bringing change. So speaking of change and how you got where you are, can you please take us through, how you grew up as a child? How was, your childhood growing up, and how did that go to end up where you are and finding yourself in spaces like being a religious leader and a cell phone technician?
I started in Ghana. My parents were separated, and it actually gave me an inspiration. Sometimes the situations we go through or the problems we go through challenges us to do more. So when my mom and my dad separated, I told myself that, you know what, it will not affect my career and it will not affect my vision. So at the age of 17, I went out there looking for a job. My first job was working in a washing bay, washing cars. And my second job was a marketer, marketing in the.
I think we are having network problems, but we're going to quickly fix that as he was still in. Can you hear us, Mr. Sylvester?
Yes, I can hear you. The
Oh.
network was interrupted.
Yes,
So
sir.
as I said, the first job I was working in a washing bay. The second job I was a marketer in a company where I raised money to sponsor my education. And I studied in Ghana, and I also took myself to Ukraine to further my education. So I did information technology, and also I did cell phone training courses, and I also mastered in psychology as well. So that is where the journey began. And God being so good, God took me to South Africa in the year 2013. And when I came, I worked for iStore, I worked for Samsung, and I worked for Huawei for a couple of years. Then I told myself I have to start my own company. So my company started in the year 2017, which is the Phone Doctor Plus, and it's been running from that time until now. And God being so good, I've opened other companies. So the whole idea is to impact people. I don't believe in, doing things for yourself. So I have about 14 people working under me, and I pay them salary each and every month. And God being so good, we are trusting God to do more for the people of South Africa and beyond. Because if God brings you to a place, or God orchestrates your path to a place, you need to impact the people there. So I'm in South Africa to be a blessing to the people here, to impact the people, and to make sure that the youth who are unemployed will be employed at the end of the day. Because when we do the training programs, at the end of the day, we recommend them to certain companies, because the training comes with a certified certificates from overseas. And once we issue the certificate to the people, they are able to go and look for employment. And this has been our vision and our mission. And as we preach the gospel to the people, we also tell them that the gospel is not enough. You need to go out there and work. And as you work, God will bless you through your work. So this has been my journey, and I thank God for where He's taking us to.
Such amazing stuff, Mr. Buckman. I always enjoy having conversations with people such as yourself, who are trying to impact our communities in a very, very, very fruitful and positive manner. Yourself mentioning that you yourself are not someone who grew up in such a fortunate or well-off background and family, but here you are at the age that you are at, and at the stage of your your life that you are at and finding yourself in, trying to give back with the little that God has given you, man, or has borrowed you for the time that you're on this earth. I love that so much. I love that so much. And we need more people, more like Sylvester, man, who are able to give back and say, God has borrowed me, God has granted me the little that I have. I then have to give it back. But with that being said, Mr. Pacman, please, man, I'm always interested. I'm sure someone who's watching and listening there at home is also wanting to know that where is the inspiration coming from, man? Because someone else could have easily said that, you know what, I'm Sylvester Pacman. I didn't come from such a fortunate home. I'm going to work hard to acquire the things that I want to acquire and achieve all the things that I want to achieve, and I'll keep them to myself. But here you are saying, I want to give back. Where is all of this inspiration coming from? And where are you taking it from? And what actually keeps you going to always be giving back to the people?
Okay, so I actually got the inspiration from a man who believed in me from day one. His name is Elder Tobin, and he owns one of the biggest companies in Ghana. It's Tobinco Pharmaceuticals. He saw the best in me, and he said, I'm going to help you. As a young man, I'm just going to help you. So I remember when I told him that I was going to study overseas, he gave me $1,000, and I'm talking of years back, which is a lot of money. And he said, you know what, go and study. And after studying, the same thing I've offered to you, make sure you offer to others.
Oh, wow.
And he gave me that morale, and he gave me that zeal to also give back to people who are in need. So apart from the church, we also have an organization called Help a Soul Foundation, where we figure out and we look for less privileged people who cannot afford their fees, people who cannot afford groceries, people who are orphans. We look out for them, and we bless them with any amounts that we can bless them with. If they need clothing, once in a while, maybe after every 3 months, we buy them, dresses, and we also buy them stationaries to support them. So the inspiration came from Elder Tobin, who owns Tobinco Pharmaceuticals in Ghana. It's one of the biggest, pharmaceutical companies in Ghana. And this man, impacted me. He was the elder of our church, and he was just helping the needy. He was helping the widows. He was helping the less privileged, and he impacted my life. And I told myself, if this man has impacted many people and has also impacted me, then I also have to impact others when God blesses me financially. So that is where I got my inspiration from. And from that time, I've always been a blessing to people. Even if I don't have, I make sure my last penny goes to someone who really needs help. And that is where I got my inspiration from.
Oh, Mr. Pacman, very inspirational and motivational to hear such things, because it comes to, this conversation of people having challenges and now noticing those challenges. Because as someone as you who grew up and started being in the working space at a very young age, as early as 17 years. So I just want you to tell me right now, what are the challenges of becoming in the role that you are playing of someone who is significant, as someone who is seen as a leader in the community? What are the challenges that you have come across, on the work that you're doing right now for your community?
Okay, so the challenges that we are facing currently, and we have actually faced in the past years, is that people do not want to help and do not want to sponsor. So it becomes a headache, and it becomes a burden.
Hi, so are you still with us, or you're also having a bit of a technical issue over there?
Yeah, so still waiting for his signal.
It's a challenge. Okay.
There we go. So, we're back. Yes, so as you were saying.
So as I was saying, the challenge we facing is that people do not sponsor and people do not help. So the burden is always on my neck. I always have to improvise. I have to work hard, bring up money to take care of my family and take care of other people. So it becomes hectic. And me being a religious leader, some people assume that I'm blessed through the ministry, like the church members are taking care of me, but they don't know that I'm the one taking care of the church members. Because some people come to church and they have hope and they have heard that the man of God helps the needy. So they are not coming to church to actually listen to the gospel, but they are there because they will get something at the end of every service. They will get food to eat. And it becomes a challenge that people do not support, but they actually take from us each and every time. So one of the things that can actually help is when the community also believe in us and help in any way that they can, so that we can actually help the people who are in need. We have a challenge, and personally I have a challenge because some people actually make wrong statements with regards to foreigners. And when they see a foreigner, they think the foreigner is here to actually take from them. But they don't know that there are certain foreigners who come into the country to also be a blessing to the community and to the people of South Africa. So personally, I came to be a blessing to the people in South Africa. I once bought a car. I bought a car for one faithful South African who had been following me for over 8 years. And, he was struggling to take care of his family. And I personally bought a car for him to do Bolt and Uber. And he's doing very well and he's taking care of his family as a result of my impact in his life. So, things like this need support. And my challenge so far is that people are refusing to help us and people are refusing to sponsor. And that has been my challenge. But I believe that one day, you guys are doing an amazing work and an amazing job. Someone might be touched by some of the words that I'm speaking, and one day would be able to help and sponsor what we are doing. So our challenge has always been sponsorship. We are not getting people to sponsor. We are always doing it from our pocket. So the stress has always been too much. Guess what? If my monthly income is about 80,000, I got bills to pay. The church rent is about 35, family to take care of, and personally, I have to take care of myself. So we need multiple streams of income so that we will be able to help the community, and the community will be happy at the end of the day. So that is it basically.
I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. People who are moving and shaking their communities, and not only their own communities, but communities in and around all of us, man. And, Prophet Sylvester Bachman is one of those people who have been called to serve a higher purpose right here in the world that we're living in. Someone who's doing such amazing stuff. And perhaps you're listening and you're watching and you're wondering, who is Sylvester Bachman? He says that he's originally from Ghana and is married with 2 kids who are both girls. He is self-employed and owns quite a couple of companies, including a church named Prophetic Prayer Center, which is located in Randburg Square. And he also has other 2 branches that are part of the churches that he runs. Sylvester Bachman is someone who's really, really doing amazing stuff, in the community that he lives in, and just generally in all of the communities that we are living in and we find ourselves being surrounded by. And like he just said, man, one of the things that he's done is someone who was in dire need of a vehicle, of a car, who has a family that is relying on him. Professor Sylvester Bachman, from his own pocket, says, you know what, I will help you and I will get you the car that will hopefully ease things in your day-to-day life. And he's live with us on a Zoom, connection, because we try to interact and we connect and we communicate with each other and engage with each other. So, you're doing all of these things. You are running your own companies. You have multiple income streams. You have a family. You have a church that is reliant on you, that you're a leader of, and everyone is looking to you. Now, how do you balance all of those things? How do you balance it with your own life now, with your own home life, with your wife? Do you have time to spend with your own wife and family and kids and just enjoy life as Sylvester Bachman, not being a business owner, not being a church leader, just to take time? How do you balance and navigate that space?
This is a very interesting question. I always fight with my wife.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I don't have time for her. That's the honest truth. But one thing that I always do during the week, I dedicate a day for her. I dedicate a day, which is Mondays. Mondays, no one shares it with me. Monday is strictly for my wife. We make sure we spend quality time. If we have to go for shopping, if we have to go for dinner, if we have to go for breakfast, we do so. And that has been the routine. And with my kids, I make sure that Saturdays, 2 hours, every 2 hours from Saturdays, I spend time with them. Even if you have to go for an ice cream, we go to the zoo or do something, engage ourselves in something. So, I always prioritize the family. Although I don't have enough time for them, I prioritize them because family comes first, before God. God instructs us to take care of our family. Charity begins at home. And I believe that I need to, impact the family, and I have to pay attention to the family so that other blessings will also come my way. And I also sometimes get invitations overseas. And, sometimes when I have the opportunity, I travel with my wife. If I don't have the opportunity, I leave her behind. So it has been the routine. My wife believes in my calling. He believes in my ministry. And guess what? Even last 3 weeks, we had to even sell a car that I was driving just to support the community and the church.
Oh, wow.
Because, yes, I had to give away the car. I had to sell it. I sold it to We Buy Cars so that we could be able to actually get money and sponsor the church, because we were moving from, initially we were in Kensington, 120 Queen Street, and we had to move to the mall. Now we are located in the mall. We are located in the mall now by Rambeck Square. Yes, and we had to move to this place, and it actually required a lot of money, so we had to sacrifice. We let go of the car, we got some money, and we invested in the church. So that is it basically. The family always support us. As the Bible says in Amos 3:3, that two cannot work together unless they agree. My wife agrees with me. She believes in my ministry. She believes in my calling. My children are supportive. They believe in my ministry and they believe in my calling. So that is it basically.
Hey, Mr. Bugman, I see we have the little ones busy running into the stream. They want to see what's going on.
Yes. She wanted to join the streaming.
From what I've heard so far, you're a very remarkable man, especially with the work that you're doing with the community and the amount of sacrifices that you have to personally make so that the initiative that you're driving becomes possible throughout the way, and the people that you're also supporting they also get the help that they need. So when you started, I heard that you say that you help people to become cell phone technicians, and you help them to become self-reliant and learn how to fix TVs, laptops, and phones. And then I also heard that you said your wife also helps people learn skills on how to do makeup and even do a nail technician. She's also a massage therapist, right? So I wanted to know, with the
Yes.
initiative that you guys are doing, how does one in the community, especially in the community of Randburg, that has never heard about something like this, or somebody like me in Soweto, become part of the initiative to become self-reliant, learn the skills that you guys are providing so that I can also better myself and also learn how to become independent?
Okay, so as I said earlier on, we have moved to Rambek, and it's very strategic from where we coming from. We are from Kensington, and the place is not really exposed. So we're praying into it, and the Lord told us to come to Rambek Square, and it's very strategic where the ministry is situated. And if someone wants to register, the person just needs to communicate with my PA, and the cell phone number is 07823818829. My PA is always online 24 hours. Sometimes I even ask her how she does it, because as soon as she sees a message, she responds. As soon as she sees a message, she responds. She will send in all the requirements that the person needs, so that the person can enroll in our institution. As I said, we have accreditation from overseas. The cell phone courses has an accreditation from India, and beauty therapy training also has an accreditation from the UK. And these are, legit certificates that when we issue to the people, they can actually get employment. We have recommended people in Sobe. I don't know if you know that company, Sobe. So we also recommended people in, the cell phone companies like Samsung. We have recommended people who are working there through our training. We have also recommended people for Huawei and other small companies. And it's through this whole training. And as I said, if anyone wants to reach out to us, you can even follow us on our church page, and you inbox us, and we're going to show you how to register. And we'll make sure that you are awarded with a certificate if you really qualify for it. Because at the end of the day, there's an exams to be written. And if you fail the exams, you have to resit. And when you pass, we can issue you the certificate. The tuition is free, but the handout needs to be paid for, because we need to print out handout, and the handout will cost us. So the only thing we charge is for the handout, but the whole tuition is free. So that is it basically.
Very, very, very amazing stuff, man. We need more people, guys. More Sylvesters out there. Yeah. We need more people, and we need more families like yourselves. People who are dedicated to supporting someone who took it upon themselves and says, you know what, I've been called for this, and I'm going to do it. Yeah. I am here to serve the purpose of giving back. So such amazing stuff that you do, Sylvester, man. And I love the fact that you have so much support from your wife and your kids, man. It really speaks to the character, the character of the being that you are. It speaks to the morality that you have, and it speaks to the stature of the man that you are. Such amazing stuff, man. Very inspirational stuff, Mo.
Yeah, definitely. My last question that I have for you, Mr. Sylvester, is we know that there are a lot of people who want to be like you and make a positive impact, in their communities. So how does one, get into that space and become like you, man, to make a positive change and a positive impact in their communities?
Can you repeat the question again?
How does one, learn to become a community leader and bring a positive impact into their communities?
Okay, so I say this, and people do not understand. Leadership is an example, and whenever you see someone doing good or doing something great, you learn from that person. So if someone really wants to impact the community like myself, the person needs to learn from me and also learn from people who have made it in life. So as I used myself as an example, bringing the man who motivated me on board. I mentioned his name. I said he's Elder Tobin, and he was from the church. He impacted me, and as he impacted me, I also learned from whatever impact he made in my life, and I said, let me go out there and also impact. So we all need to learn from each other. That is the first thing that we need to do. We learn from each other. If you see that someone has done it, believe that you can also do it. I started this whole thing with just 200 rand, but I can say boldly that, you know what, the income that comes in is mind-blowing, although it's not enough, but we try our best that any little money we get, we help people to be a blessing or to be blessed at the end of the day. So that is it basically. We just need to learn. If someone wants to be a leader, leadership can actually be learned. And if someone learned how to be a leader, the person can be a leader.
Absolutely fly, but we hope and we trust that God will be you and give you strength to continue all the work that you are doing. Like, you're doing amazing stuff, and like I just said, that the world needs more Sylvester Bachmans out there. You know, people who will take it upon themselves and say, I'm here to serve the purpose of helping the good people of the world and the good people of God, like God has instructed. And we really appreciate you taking the time to spend these few minutes with us out of your, probably what I'm assuming is a busy schedule. Like you say, your assistant's number, your assistant's WhatsApp is always clicking, her phone is always ringing, and people are reaching out wanting to get in touch with you. So with that being said, where can people get a hold of you, and how do they connect with you if perhaps they want to lend a helping hand or come through and learn from you and be part of some of these initiatives that you're running?
Okay, so as I said earlier on, I'm not a social media person.
Yes.
It's actually my PA who always pushes me on social media. I like doing things, privately. I'm just a private guy, but they sometimes push me on social media, and they actually push the page. So if someone wants to get any information, they can go on, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We are there. The person can message us, and my PA will respond, quickly. As I said, she's always online 24 hours. Like, I don't know how she does it, but she has the grace to do that. And once the person speaks to my PA will get back to me. And if someone wants my personal contact, you can actually ask the PA. She would never refuse, because I told her that you may never know. Someone needs the contact so that the person can deal directly with me. So yes, you can actually ask the PA on the church number, and she would give my direct contact to you or to anyone who is interested. Then we can have a one-on-one conversation. So it's either on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, or on Instagram. The only page that I'm very active on is the Facebook, but other pages, when you also send messages, my PA will respond, and if you need my personal contact, she will also give it to you there. That is it basically.
Do you perhaps know the handles of the social media pages?
Yes.
Yes. Please share with us and everyone else who's listening and watching. And if you don't mind, please share the number of where we can get a hold of your PA as well.
Okay, so on Facebook it's Prophet Sylvester Bachman. On Facebook it's Prophet Sylvester Bachman. It's actually two prophets, two accounts. Let me put it that way.
Go by
It's
Sylvester
two.
Bachman.
Yes.
Yes.
So the first one, it's double T at the end. It's Prophet Sylvester Bachman, but with double T at the end of Prophet. And the second one is Prophet, the normal spelling of Prophet Sylvester Bachman. Then we also have the church page, the Prophetic Prayer Center, and also the non-profitable organization, which is the NGO that helps the needy, is also the Help a Soul Foundation. It's also on Facebook. The same name on TikTok, the same name on YouTube, the same name on Instagram, Prophet Sylvester Bachman. That is the name. So anyone can follow us or send us a message. Someone can reach out to us and we can be a blessing. Before we help someone, we first do a background check. We investigate if the person truly needs the help before we help. And if anyone wants to contribute, the person can also do a background check. We have a legit website and it's newprophetic.com. When you go on newprophetic.com, you will see some of our bio. You read about the church and what we do. So you can also check us out on our website, newprophetic.com. You would find out more about the church and what we do.
You heard it first. I want to go higher right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, newpropheticchurch.com. If you want to see and read more about all the stuff that Professor, why do I keep saying Professor? Maybe you were supposed to be a professor or you were in another lifetime. Yes. But of course, if you want to learn more about Prophet Sylvester Bachman and all the works that he's involved in, you can visit his website, which is newpropheticchurch.com.
It's newprophetic.com.
There we go. Newprophetic.com. And of course, he shared the social media handles where you can get a hold of him and see how you can be involved in all of the works that he does in and around all our communities. Such amazing stuff, and we appreciate and we really take it not for granted, you taking the time to come and spend the morning with us and get into all the stuff that you do. With that being said, Prophet Sylvester Bachman, I am going to let you go because I know that your day is probably filled with a whole lot of stuff that are being done today. So with that being said, thank you so much, and we really do appreciate you and the time that you've given us. Until next time, and hopefully next time it will be live in studio with us face to face. Yes sir. Yes sir. Thank you so much, and do enjoy the rest of your day, Prophet Sylvester Bachman.
Thanks very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. So that's the conversation we were having with Prophet Sylvester Bachman as he was sharing his story of all the things that he does and all the initiatives that he's involved in, how he impacts the community positively, or how he actually tries to impact or have a positive impact in our communities and in our environments, and try to give back as much as he can, taking his own money from his pocket, and giving it back, selling his own car and giving all those earnings and the money that he got from selling his own personal car and giving it back to the community and trying to help wherever he can. These are all the people that we try and bring you, man. People who are doing great stuff in the world. So you know that this is the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blinko Network, man. And we've been talking for a while.
Man,
I know I'm thirsty, Mo, and I'm sure you must be as well.
Definitely.
Afriberry, how about you?
Ek is baie trots.
Yeah, man. And we need to stretch a bit. So with that being said, we're going to go high. Let's quickly run to the loo, grab a glass of water, a cup of coffee, and let's pay our bills. And you and I will see each other right after this cool stuff.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Sandton. This is right next to Zondi Hills and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here. My name is Musi West. I'm out here with the one and only Maximum Temperature. TC Shabalala Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Banele Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
Bugile, we are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
First, we've got TC Mazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information. So, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, from school, yes, right? Yes, gonna give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
The time right about now is 34 minutes past the hour, 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, the 1st of April. Celebrating April Fools. Talk to me, man. Are you someone who takes part in all the things that are happening with regards to April Fools? And are you someone who does pranks? Are you someone who tries and bamboozles people in and around where you live, the spaces that you're involved in at work? Do you play pranks? Do you play practical jokes on people? Talk to me, man. Using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show across all our social media platforms. Connect with myself and, of course, the rest of the team. Keeping it going, and for a second there, we've lost the next person that we were supposed to get into conversation with, who goes by the name of Chuambea Ramukukumba. Chuambea Ramukukumba, who is an author, I am told, a lady who is an author and has a book out there in stores, or I'm assuming on online. Yes.
Online books.
Yes. So she'll obviously be someone who will get into the story of that and tell us more about herself. But as our technical team is trying to reach her, and back, Mo, how did you find the conversation that we just had with Prophet Sylvester Pacman?
Mr. Sylvester Pacman gave a lot of inspiration because, I started with him when he said it all started in Ghana, man, when he started getting into the work field at early as 17 years old. And that also came with the separation of his parents. So from that and coming into South Africa, wanting to see other people's life change, it really moved me. It really moved me into, yes, this person qualifies to becoming a mover and a shaker in communities. And I love the story that, he told about them selling their car, together with his wives, go we buy cars, and also buying a car, for someone who is in need, of income and to make their lives better. So he made it. He took it upon himself and said, you know what, as a leader, you must stand up for the people in your community. And that's what he did. Someone out there is working because of Mr. Sylvester.
Definitely.
Someone out there is hired because of Mr. Sylvester. So I found that, inspirational, man. We know that every day on Tuesday, we always find these guests who come in and also online also. Because it does not only stop us with the amount of technology that we have.
Definitely.
Your story is something that can mean something to someone else. So I was touched, man. I was touched.
Definitely. Such cool stuff. The beauty of live streaming. Look, man, if we were on TV, we would call it, being live on television. This is the beauty of doing things live and bringing it to you as authentically as we can. And with no exception whatsoever, we're bringing you something else as well. Again, right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Now we're going to be in conversation with Chuambea Ramukukumba, and I hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly. Because I'm someone who's very, very mindful and wary of people's names. So the first thing that I want to get into, as I welcome you, by the way, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and spend time with us this morning, man. I was looking forward to this one, hearing all about your book. But before we get into the story of who you are and where you come from, please, can we get the proper pronunciation of your... Did I say it correctly, actually?
No, it's not correct. I'm not even surprised. My name is too long and difficult for people to say.
Yes.
My name is Chau Ambea. Chau Ambea.
Chau Ambea Ramukumba.
Chau Ambea.
Chau Ambea.
Yes, that's my
there you
name.
go.
And then my surname is
Ramukumba.
Yeah, Ramukumba is the surname.
Oh, there we go. So what is so I'm Mo, you have to bear with me, African, for a second. I found people's names very fascinating. What does Chau Ambea mean? What does it translate to?
Chau Ambea simply means something good you can talk about.
Oh,
which
wow.
means something good you can talk about.
Yeah, very interesting, man, because it is very important, to get the pronunciation right and also the meaning. And now it makes sense, man, to, what does it mean? To get things right. Chau Ambea means to make things right.
Something good you can talk about, which means I'm talkable.
Very
such
nice,
cool stuff.
very nice,
Such
man. Because
cool stuff.
you are here and we are about to have that, something.
Good conversation.
Good conversation
Yes.
we're about to have. man.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. So with no further ado, please introduce yourself. Who is Chau Ambea? Where does she come from? And how does she eventually find herself being an author? Someone who has released a book now. I'm very interested, and I'm sure everyone else who's listening and watching would love to hear all about that.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank you for helping to your show today. By the way, I go by the name of Ramukumba Chau Ambea. I was born and bred in Venda, in the rural village of Zingai, outside Kando in Popo. I'm an electrician by profession, a self-taught published author of 2 books titled You Have a Purpose and Shades of Shock, a poet, a motivational speaker, and a mentor who work with Bono Foundation, and also a model. I started writing when I was 15 years old. I was doing my grade 9. And ever since then, I never stopped till I released my book. Right now, I'm an award-winning author who won multiple awards. Yes.
Wow. Already, I'm interested. Already. From being you deserve this one. What's happening? It's not working, but it's fine. We'll get it fixed. We wanted to give you a pop.
Yeah, for the beautiful and amazing work that you do.
Yeah, man. We always appreciate people like yourself who are doing amazing stuff. And but of course, we'll get that fixed. So already by mentioning all of the things that you are doing, from being an electrician, right, by profession, to being a self-taught publisher, a model, a poet, you are a lady who wears so many hats, and that's so interesting for me, man. But how do we find ourselves now, releasing 2 books, writing, publishing, and releasing 2 books, outside of having gone to school for electricity or as an electrician and as a model and all of the things that you do? How do you find yourself releasing those books and writing those books?
Okay. Growing up, I used to live by my code, which says, I do not want to leave this universe without a trace. I do not want to leave this universe without leaving an indelible mark of inspiration, motivation, and achievement. That's what motivated me to become a writer. I remember I wanted to do something except going to school and enroll and have qualification. I wanted to do something different that will make me stand out as a woman, and find that in writing. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. And for someone who is not familiar with, your books and your writing and your publishing, what does the first book talk about, and what was the inspiration behind it? How did you find yourself sitting down and saying, "This is the story that I want to tell, and this is the story that I want to share with the world"?
Okay. The book, You Have a Purpose. I came with an idea of writing You Have a Purpose after observing that most of the people are living a purposeless life. Most of the people are just living for the sake of living, but they don't know why they're living. So I wrote the particular book to remind people that we all have a purpose resided deep within us, and it is our job to vent it out and live it. And there is no greater time than the present. So I wrote that book in order to remind each and every person who get hold of my book that we all have something that we were created to do by God. So yeah.
I love it. And how about the second one? How about the second book? So you've published this first one, and you're trying to, motivate people and tell them that it is never too late. You always have another day and another chance to get through the things that you want to get through and achieve your goals ultimately. Now it's doing well. You've written this first one. And I'm assuming now you're not fulfilled, or you feel like I can still do more. What is the second book about? What is the title? What does it talk about now?
The other title is called Shades of Shock.
Oh, Shades of Shock.
Shades of Shock is the collection. Yes, Shades of Shock. It is the collection of 10 different motivational short stories. I wrote this book for school children. I broke down my story into different motivational short stories. This book is about the shocking events that I went through in my life. Some of them I observed when they happened to other people. The trauma include heartbreak, commotion, failure, abuse, and many more.
That is very interesting. So what I wanted to know is how much of your journey is what role did your journey sorry, let me rephrase this one. What role of your part of you being a poet played you know what, I'm fumbling right now. So I also heard that you're a poet, right? So I wanted to know what kind of impact did you being a poet have in your role towards being an author too?
I didn't get that one. Can you please repeat it?
Okay, so as a poet, how much of a role has you being a poet played in your journey towards being a profound book author?
Okay. Writing and poetry click. So I am not actually a poet, but I just do it sometimes because I do poetry on stage. But when in my journey of writing, I just kind of started to kind of jot down poems as well and then recite them. So when I write my books, I include poems there and there. And that's how I became a poet. I don't know if I answered your question. I'm not really a poet, but I do poetry sometimes when I'm writing because in the title that I give myself, I'm writing about, I put a poem first before anything. So, yeah.
I love it.
Very, very, very
cool
interesting.
stuff. Yeah,
and more, motivational, man. Because one thing about growing up in a village, I can tell you, Mr. Chuambe, Miss Chuambe, is that a lot of Chow Ambe, yeah. Forgive me because I think.
Chow. Oh, yeah, the shortened version of it. We say chow.
The short version. Yeah, because I remember, and every time when we have conversation with authors who are from the villages, it's always profound how they find their motivation and how they spread awareness. So I just want you to let me know if where you're coming from is reading a thing or a challenge for most of the people and the children who are growing up in the village, or is something that was there, the community, found this book club for kids to come in and get inspiration of becoming authors, or for you, it was difficult to get where you are. So can you please share, that side of the story?
Okay, first of all, I would like to say it was difficult for me to get where I am because growing up in a village, as you said, I was short-minded. I didn't know a lot of things, and there were not book club there. I was not even a reader. But I started to see light when I came to Pretoria to further my studies in 2015. That's when I started going to the libraries, getting general books and read. So it was difficult for me to write when I was home because I was short-minded. I didn't know that I can go to a library, get a book and read. Only the books that I know was academic. So coming to Pretoria in 2015 helped me a lot and play a bigger role into me to becoming an author that I am today. Because when I was here, I started to explore that there is something that we call library where you're gonna go just get a book and read to increase your knowledge. So yeah.
Yeah. So, in terms of adapting, how did that go by? Did you take time to adapt to the lifestyle of Pretoria and, getting into the lifestyle of, how people get themselves equipped with, the lifestyle of reading, or it was just easy as someone who comes, from the villages?
It was not easy. It was not easy because I remember I woke up this other day and I take a decision that no man, I have to start going to the library and take book to read. Because when I came here straight from the village, I didn't even know the language that you speak here. I didn't even know Pedi, I didn't even know Zulu or any other language. And my English was poor at that time. So I had to find something in order for me to increase kind of like my knowledge in order for me to communicate with other people. So it was a quite journey and it was a difficult one for me to kind of like adapt.
I love how you say that, you really had to work hard to try and improve your spoken language on a daily basis and ultimately your vocabulary. It's so interesting for me because this is something that we do right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show and we call it Word of the Day. So on a daily basis, we share very interesting words with cool meanings, that we ultimately want to try and start using in our own vocabularies. Because I can imagine coming from the village of Limpopo in Tsangahe, right? That's what you said.
Yes.
Yes.
Anything.
Yes, so I can imagine coming from a small village like that and getting to Pretoria, where now it's a slightly bigger town, than what you are used to, and so many languages are being spoken. You're in varsity, you're a young girl, and I can imagine all of those things happening, man. So Wanakokhai, maybe perhaps you are wondering who is Chawambe Ramukumba. She says she is a vibrant woman who was born and bred in Venda in the village of Zingaya, but currently staying in Pretoria. She is an electrician by profession, a self-taught published author of 2 books titled You Have a Purpose and Shades of Shock, a mentor and a motivational speaker who works with the Bono Foundation and is also a poet and a model. She is an epitome of change and healing. She is making an impact through her writing by motivating and reminding people that they have a purpose. Apart from all that, she is a strong woman who endured hard and happy situations to stroll. Her motto in life is to see people overcoming and succeeding because we rise by lifting others. She's a dreamer, a doer, and a game changer. Such amazing words. I love it. I promise you, man, I don't know what it is about Limpopo this week, but it is giving us people who are doing amazing and great stuff. Yesterday we had, and I don't know if you're familiar with him, Nsundeni Ndo, who is also an author himself. Yes, we were hanging out with him yesterday, and he was. Yes.
We work together at Bono Foundation. I know him. We went to the same school.
Such amazing stuff, man. There must be something in the air of Limpopo. There must be something in the water because you guys are doing amazing stuff. And maybe this is a chance for us more to go that side, man, and get a dose of all the things that are happening that side. But, it is amazing stuff that you are doing. So So, with the little time that we have left, Chua, yes, the shortened version of it, Chua. What is a piece of motivation or inspiration that you can try and give to a young girl watching you out there, saying, you know what, I also come from a small village. I also want to make it big. I want to find myself on those stages. I want to motivate and inspire people myself one day. How do you motivate and inspire them?
Okay. What I can tell other people out there is that if you have a dream, don't sleep on it. You have to stand up and do whatever it takes in order to make your dream a reality. Whatever that you want to do, whatever your vision is, if you want to achieve something, you have to do whatever it takes in order to make it a reality. We all have a purpose, man, and it is resided deep within us, and it is our job to find it out and live it. And there is no greater time than the present to begin to do that. Today is to do.
We all
Karadi.
we all absolutely have a purpose, and it is our duty and our responsibility to dig it out, because it absolutely resides in all of us. I love those words.
Beautiful.
I love those words. It resides in all of us, Afripere, and it is our responsibility to dig it out from the depth of all of us and to share it with the world and give it back. I love those words, man.
The energy that we need to the energy that we need to reciprocate back to our loved ones and our community it's something that we love seeing. And so far, what you are doing, the job that you're doing, is very, very amazing. I mean, 2 books. For some of us, when we think about writing the first book, we don't even know what's the first sentence.
The first line, yes.
So looking forward to getting some of a copy of your books. But now the most important information that we want to ask you is if someone wants to get your copies, where can they get them?
If you need the copy of my book, you can contact me on 079 610 8395. It's my WhatsApp number.
Please repeat
also visit my
one
Facebook
quickly. The number for WhatsApp, please repeat it one more time.
079. Yeah, the WhatsApp number is 079 610 8395. 079 610 8395. And you can also visit my Facebook page, You Have a Purpose. And you can also visit my Facebook account, Chao Ambeya Princess Ramukumba.
Look at you,
Miss
Princess Ramukumba. I love it. I love it so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You deserve a popo. You deserve a handshake. You deserve to be given your flowers, man. People who are doing such amazing stuff. And hopefully sometime soon we can have you in studio, and not do it telephonically like we're doing, so that we can get all these amazing vibrations live in person, looking at each other in our eyes and feeling all of this great feelings and emotions, of being surrounded by amazing people like yourself. We really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we can't wait to hear a whole lot more from you. With that being said, is there anything else that we're looking forward to? What can people expect in the coming future?
In the coming future, I have a book that I'm going to publish around June, titled The Wounded Healer. Yes, I'm publishing another book titled The Wounded Healer.
The Wounded Healer is a book that we can look forward to by Chawambeya Princess Ramukumba. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't know why this thing of ours is not working. I should be giving you a pop right now. It's still not working. But with that being said, Princess Ramukumba, we appreciate you, and we hope that you will keep doing the work that you are doing, and we can't wait to hear from you again. But with the little time that we have left, we have to let you go, because we've been sitting here for quite some time, and I can see you are also wearing your work suits, yes, which speaks that you are at work as well, so we don't want to steal your whole time of being there at work. But we really appreciate you. Thank you a million times. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Oh,
This is what
man.
we do, man. This is what we do, Mo. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show, man. We bring you amazing people who are doing great stuff in our communities, man. Yeah.
Especially authors, man, because authors, they strike the right chord, most of the time. And when you speak about book review, it will be nice, to have her here as, when you ask questions or when we ask her questions, just going through some of the book that they have written and the processes, man, because it's not easy to write a book, guys.
It's not.
Yeah, it's really not easy. So, hearing such inspirational stories from them on how they grew up, how they got to gather their craft to become where they are, it is very wonderful. So Mrs. Chow, it was very wonderful having that conversation with her, so looking forward, man, because she's got another book, coming around June. So definitely we will be getting in contact in terms of her launching. Where would she like to launch the book? Because she's right here in Pretoria. Maybe we can go
Yes,
and
most definitely.
give her that broadcasting on when she is doing her launching, or maybe she would be willing to come here and do her launch here. So very wonderful. I enjoyed that conversation, and so much I have learned, and so much that I will use in my daily,
Mo, I always find it interesting, and Afibir, maybe you'll shed light on this one. I mean, as a young lady yourself, right? Because we know that this world that we live in is so filled with a narrative that is from a male perspective.
Yeah.
Now, seeing young women like this, is it something that you feel like it should be done more for women? Do you feel like it speaks to women when amazing ladies like Bo Chua are doing all the great work that they're doing? Is it something that you would say that you advocate for women, and it should be done more, and more noise should be made about it for women?
I feel like there's so many different things that women are doing in and around the world.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that even till today, throughout the century that we're still currently living in, most of the achievements that women have done is still being overclouded by male egos. It's time that we also give women their flowers and let them shine for the amazing job that they do out there.
Yeah.
There's too many women doing great initiatives out there who are doing amazing things. I think it's now time that we let them shine and let them be heard.
Yeah. No, such amazing stuff, man. Such amazing stuff. Look, man, if you are a young lady yourself watching out there, and you heard the conversation that we just had with Princess Ramukumba, please tell us your thoughts and your opinions, man. What do you think? Does it speak to you? Does it inspire you?
Yeah.
Do you feel motivated when you see young women like this doing quite a number of things, wearing quite a number of hats, and doing great stuff in and around our communities? Look, man, she's already looking forward to releasing her third book. But of course, you yourself, as a male person, man, it doesn't only necessarily have to speak towards women. How do you find it? Yesterday we had in Tundenindo.
Yeah.
Like I said, there must be something in the water and in the air of Limpopo, because look at what the young people are doing from that. Come on, man, the work ethic that those people have. But people are coming on our comment section. Tsepong Gosi saying, "Hey guys, great show as usual." Such amazing
Thank
stuff.
You, Tepo.
I don't know what's happening. Got this thing, man. Hey, man. I don't know what's happening.
Raise the volume. Is the volume raised?
It is, man. I don't know what's happening.
Man. Yeah, man. That's what happens when you press.
Live. I can't say pressing, but something must have been pressed. So say, man, I don't know what's happening, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll get it fixed. And then Hector Takalani coming through. I think this was with regards to the conversation we were having with Sylvester Pacman.
Oh, Sylvester.
So he was just alerting us that there's no audio on YouTube, but we got that fixed, of course. And then coming back says, Takalani says, loved the stories from the two gentlemen. So he appreciated the conversations we had with Sylvester and with Unqobile. And then Mbali Mnqi. coming through, saying good morning team, hashtag Vooka breakfast team, such amazing stuff. And then Hector saying, I myself don't trust these churches. Oh wow. So he doesn't trust. I mean, look, each to their own, TK. I'm not gonna say it's wrong or it's right or you should do it or you shouldn't do it. It's up to interpretation, man. But he says that he doesn't trust these churches. I don't know, how do you guys feel? Do you because we have so many denominations, we have so many prophets and pastors.
Yeah, I would say it is based on an individual, because now trust it's a malady instinct. Remember that churches are spaces that lure us as spiritual human beings, right? So if your instincts are not going and they're not clicking with the church, I would tell you that just step backwards and look for something else, because I've known people who were going church to church, so if looking for the right church, going and they're not clicking so with definitely the church, I would say that to you, man, that listen to your instincts, right? It doesn't mean when they say church is bad, now you need to discredit all of the churches. No. Sometimes there's a church that is waiting for you, that will speak to your own principle, that will speak to your own grounding as a human being. So hence I'm saying I beg to differ, because it's based on individual instinct. Right, some of us, yes, we did go to different churches and then found that right church that speaks to your spirit, where you can communicate with yourself, because the most important thing as a human being is to find that right time to look around yourself, look around and study your thoughts, because that's a good thing that one person can do. So obviously it's based on an individual perspective. Churches, it's not gonna work for me. For us, we see it different. It's all about as we spoke, alignment.
Yes, definitely.
If this speaks to you, then it's the right place for
being
you.
Congruent.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Definitely.
Come on. This thing is still not doing the thing. We're not ending this stream until I get this fixed. I'm kidding, but these are the beauties of live streaming, man. So share your thoughts. The conversation does not end here. Just because the stream is ending or has ended means not that the conversation ends with you and I right here. We can continue the conversation across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. And with that being said, we have Tembi Mngli saying great show team. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. The Mngli family guys is always supporting, and we love and we appreciate you. Umam Tembi and Mbali. Come on, man. We know the Mngli family, guys. Man. You guys are always coming and hanging out with us, and we appreciate it so much, man. And we can't get enough of the interaction, and of course, come on. I told you. There's no way it's gonna defeat me, man. Yeah, man. I told you that I'm gonna. Let's see. Hey.
And speaking about knowing the Mngli family,
yes, sir.
Mbali's a Latwizi.
What is a Latwizi? When I'm a winner, Latwizi,
She's a Latwizi.
What is a Latwizi?
So if she's watching and listening, she will tell you that, okay, guys, Latwizi is this and this. These, young ones, man, who are coming up, the Gen Zs, man. They do these squats, going different places, man, and doing silly stuff.
Squats.
Yeah, squats. Kita di squat.
Oh, this. Why word of the day? Cats.
But yeah, I'm joking. I always tease her, alright.
She's a Latwizi.
Latwizi, man.
Bali, please come through. Jump before we have literally 2 minutes before we end the stream today. Africa, I don't know about you, but when these terms come, like Kengwana, yes, I'm 25 years old this year, guys. I'm a Latwizi.
I'm a Latwizi, man.
Yeah.
So what we do, we go around Emamolini and just pack them all for nothing. And fight amongst each other.
TK coming through on YouTube saying, Mo, take over the pop. Because clearly I'm not winning whenever I do it. But I got it fixed, man.
Yeah, man.
I got it fixed. It'll never defeat me. It'll never defeat me.
Man. Why not?
Yeah.
So we back and rolling, man, with the popo.
Yeah. So, but in closure, anything from you, Afriberry? You want to share any thoughts and any shout out you want to give out? I know your uncle is celebrating his birthday today.
Ah, man.
Yeah,
I'm
alright,
good.
Yeah. Do we have celebrations in store maybe later today? You're not gonna buy him this sweetsinyana. Hosinyana ya 5 bob.
I get tanya tlo rekela malome sa rekeleng setlogolo.
Hi bo. No, mara setlogolo tshwantse se le malome ke re ba re tshwara malome ka ditsebe.
Malome paletse go nrekela ke kgole so.
Oh, apparently Mbali has responded to my
your thing.
Yeah.
No, guys, she's saying no. I'm not a cheesy. She's saying no. I'm not a cheesy. So she's denying. I was thinking that he knows you. So she's denying all these things that you are saying that she's a cheesy.
I'll take that.
Yeah. But look, man. Afriberry is saying that she's not going to celebrate her uncle's birthday.
Wow.
But it's fine. We'll give him a
happy birthday,
there we go.
Uncle.
TK, that's for you thinking that this thing will defeat you. Yeah.
You are defeated. TK,
You were saying Afriberry.
Yeah, alright. Tawi ikholela.
So it doesn't matter to you.
No, ke letsatsi le leng le le leng.
Wow.
The same goes for us. My family forgets my birthday.
Wow.
And they say it's just another day for you.
Oh, well, can I tell you that, Papa? Because I was born on Christmas. So according to them, Christmas lunch is my birthday present. And I tell them,
wow.
So, Afriberry, but that's such a great day to celebrate your birthday.
Man.
On the 25th.
25th.
You guys are not there. Look so it's not a
Yeah,
great
but
day.
it doesn't mean your birthday can be celebrated, man. Like after the Christmas lunch, later in the day or at night, we can go out. And,
Lesotho. What?
Moketsi is not a plus job.
Hey guys,
Yes, we are plus
I'm not a
jockey,
Lesotho national. Man.
Come on, man.
Don't get me wrong.
But Ngorokohai, this is what we try to do. Bring you great stuff on a day-to-day basis, Monday to Friday, right here on Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. With that being said, we hope that you find all of the information and knowledge that was being shared by our guests in studio with Ngobilo Kumalo, a fitness and health, I want to say guru, but I'm not sure if it's there yet. Instructor.
Yeah.
There we go. Someone who's well versed in the space of fitness and health. And then we were in conversation with a mover and a shaker in our communities, Prophet Sylvester Bachman, who is doing amazing stuff in the community of Randburg. And then a few minutes ago, we were talking with a young lady who is an author of 2, now coming through 3 books. What's up, everybody?
So pronounce it's a fine. And I'm like, but
Skim reading. But we're in conversation with Chuambea Princess Ramukumba, someone who's doing amazing stuff and wears so many hats. Inspirational young lady coming all the way from the province of Limpopo. So engage with us. Like I said, the conversation does not end here. With that being said, the time right about now is 11 minutes past the hour 11 on a Tuesday morning. Tomorrow, same time, same place, we hang out together and we get to have a good time together. And we connect more.
Yeah, definitely. And I would like to say thank you so much to those who have joined us until here. To the Mni family, siyabonga bakwa Mni, siyabonga. To Hector, we thank you. Rifilwe, Tumza 6, Ratilane, Mixo.
Misho.
Thank you so much to everyone who was here engaging with us. It means a lot, man, because we know that this is the energetic start of your day. Without you guys, this would never be possible. So keep on, making sure that you engage with us and you are with us every morning right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Mina, I am signing out. I will see you again tomorrow. My name is Moketi Maimane, aka Max for maximum temperature, the son of Mother Nature. Generator.
There we go. Afriberry.
I hope you guys had a fantastic day chilling with us and also hope that you enjoyed the interviews. For me, Afriberry, also known as Miss Berry Blaze, the darker the berry, the sweeter the don. Imnandi mamnyama mamhlopulek tekatekin but marloko fambaname. Where tayo komaka you song.
Come on, man. With that being said, we're signing out and we're saying stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, stay warm because we are slowly, not even slowly approaching. We are in. We are in completely in the cold season, and the days are slowly getting colder and colder and colder and colder. And so, with that being said, stay as warm as you can, stay safer. Be cautious when you're driving on the roads, and let you and I and the rest of the team see each other tomorrow bright and early, right here on Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. And you'll always be hanging out with me, the one and only MOOCEE Mr. My name is Musi Mr. And I couldn't have been happier to have been in your company and hung out with you and spend time with you, hearing your thoughts and your opinions. Of course, there's a petition out. We didn't even get to that. There's a petition out for hashtag Kwe, right? I'm right? Yeah. There's a petition out that you and I can participate in and sign, that we want justice for the young lady, so that, we see justice being prevailing in our judicial systems and in our courtrooms. But with that being said, let's see each other tomorrow morning, and cool stuff, man. Yeah, Dimasos. Kat, thanks, man. Peace.